Here, I think he's going to get over the top from here. He looked absolutely outstanding. Looking for dangers, I think the mare's the big danger. Number 9, Ancient Song. She's a front-running type. If left alone...
Missile Stakes. The starter is about to call the runners in. Padstow gave his leg a bump on the... Racing. Padstow slow to go. Missed the kick by a length. Ancient Song, here she goes fast out. Showing speed. Ha Ha and Pride and Power coming across. Lonro 5th. One from the fence. Sportsbrat inside of him. 2 lengths away. A margin of 3 lengths away to Ha Ha. Speed very good. Then Sportsbrat. Lonro Beeman's got a big grip on him. 2 lengths away, Natois, Stormcat Academy. And last of all is Padstow. Around the bend, there she goes from the coalfields. Leads up by a length. Coming after it, Ancient Song. 3 away is Ha Ha. Beeman gave Lonro a bit of a squeeze. He brought him to the outside. He's about to hit the button and let him explode. Ancient Song at the 250 moved up to where she goes. Here comes the Woodlands Wonder Horse, Lonro. Lonro went straight past them. Lonro raced to the front for Beedman. He had a peep over the shoulder. Ancient Song, Natois getting home well, but the superstar is back in town with a bang. Lonro by 4 lengths at the wire. Ancient Song second, Natois got third, then Stormcat Academy or Ha Ha for fourth. Behind those was Padstow pulling up quickly. Sportsbrat, well back, here she goes, and Pride and Power last in. He's a beauty. He's a ripper. Number 1, Lonro.
He's a machine. He's just a thorough gentleman to ride. You know, from the time it's first time I've he's just so casual and saves every bit of energy he's got, you know, for the race.
There's no doubt that Lonro is going to be the star of this year's Spring Carnival. The Cox Plate, of course, is his main mission. Still no confirmation as to where he'll line up next start, Graham. But I'd say the Warwick Stakes is probably highly likely.
Not sure that he'll get 2,000 metres. He travels a bit strongly in a race. I mean, he's brilliant. And not even I can bag that performance. That was outstanding.
That's saying something.
Yesterday, outstanding. When he
find a way.
When he straightened up at the corner and he was still under a hole, and then they just let him loose, and you know, he just gapped a field of good horses, and he's only first up. Look, fantastic performance. But he just travels so well in a sprint race. You wonder in a 2,000 metre race whether he might travel a little too well and maybe pull a little bit. But gee, a great horse. Any trainer would love to have him in the yard.
And the arrogance of Lonro, when he walked into the parade ring yesterday, he knew he was good. After the race, he just stood out. And he's got the same qualities as Octagonal, the mannerisms. As he was parading, he stopped Richard and had a good look around the track and then walked on again. And that was something that Octagonal regularly did, in fact still does, as a stallion today.
Much rather like some.
The Bletchingley Stakes. Here's the market. 6 runners. Sports 16, Rubitano 120, Windigo 21, Dandy Kid 8.
Favourite drawn 2 in orange colours. Set, racing. And Rubitano probably one of the first out with Windigo. Ruby Slipper big turn. Sliding 3/4 clear, Rubitano off the fence, the leader, the Sports hard-ridden Windigo next. And then came Ruby Slipper coming to the outside for the last dash at the favourite, and Dandy Kid last of the 5. But into the straight, Rubitano a little over a length. Ruby Slipper wound up for her dash down the outside. Sports battling away, and Windigo next under the whip. Rubitano in front at the 200. Oliver's winding up Ruby Slipper, but Rubitano is kidding. Out by 2, holds the mare comfortably at bay, and he's going to win again. The smart sprinter Rubitano by 2, eased up a little more, in fact, over Ruby Slipper. They tried everything but failed. And then Dandy Kid third, followed by Windigo, and Sports, perhaps a light of other days, is last of the 5. Never in
Caulfield that that there was no such thing in life as a certainty, but Rubitano was as close as you could get, and it turned out that way. And Nashville Willer has labelled Rubitano the best horse that he's ridden, and Brian Mayfield Smith added to the raps by saying he's not wound up yet. He's won 9 out of 12, and he may take
Domenico Stakes, named after a great sprinter of yesteryear, and for his call of the race, Terry Bailey.
Racing. Callaway Gal began beautifully off the inside. East-West Success and Star of Florida is bursting out of the pack, and look at him go. He's in front by a length. Athol Knowles Chocolate Starfish. 600 metres to go, and Star of Florida at full cry coming to the corner. He got away by 3 lengths on Athol North and East-West Success. Callaway Gal Seema trying to angle off the fence from Strictly Smart, Jester's Lad, Masquerado, Starfish is at the tail. Over the rise and Star of Florida. Under a big grip from Payne. He's cruising. He leads by 3 lengths. Athelnoth trying hard. Callaway Gal getting into the clear from East-West Success. Masquerado right down the outside. Star of Florida in front by 3 lengths. Athelnoth and running on well as Masquerado. And back on the fence, Chocolate Starfish at a big price, but in front is the Queenslander. He's too good for them. Star of Florida's won it. Chocolate Starfish at any old odds has rattled home and got second. A photo third. Athelnoth Strictly Smart. Masquerado close up. East-West Success behind those. The time is 57.78. 57.78, the time recorded by the winner. The race.
It's a perfect jockey to put on him. His horse has got so much natural speed. Paddy's got beautiful hands. Don't know how far he'll go and if there's pressure put on him, but he seemed to do it very easily yesterday.
Keen to keep Paddy on the horse for the spring. Of course, he's got a commitment now with Shogun Lodge, Paddy, and I believe he has been booked to ride the horse against Thorn Park in the up-and-coming stakes at Warwick Farm on August 24th.
The cash is now into $7.10. Fields of Omar's out to $8.50. Tears Royal at $7.70. Prince Rubiton, $2.60. Magical Miss at $9.90, and that's where the buck stops. They are clearly the top running at the provincials before heading to town and winning a listed race and failing in the Newmarket, and then resumed in the Monash and
Labour headed off by Pindy Ridge, I Rock My, and up there is Tuscana showing some speed with Tears Royal and Pindy Ridge, I Rock My World, Dash for Cash. 2 lengths Serena Bar, Fields of Omar, further back Magical Miss Pantani and Flavour 550 out. Prince Rubiton over on the inside under a hold, led Gypsy Lad, Maloo and Deadwood City. Coming down the outside, Tears Royal with Dash for Cash, Pindy Ridge and Fields of Omar starting to come up the middle, is starting to run home very well. Out wide, Pindy Ridge in front, Fields of Omar starting to extend, is picking it up over on the inside, Prince Rubiton. Prince Rubiton, Gypsy Lad, Fields of Omar coming up the middle with Pindy Ridge on the outside, Fields of Omar. Fields of Omar's hit the lead from Gypsy Lad. Fields of Omar back magnificently to score by a length to either Pindy Ridge or Gypsy Lad. Then Magical Miss, further back Prince Rubiton. They're followed by Maloo and Deadwood City, then Tuscana, so Rock My World.
Next race. When coming back, Fields of Omar. Brian Martin with a bit of spring in his step with the call, and why wouldn't he? He's got a part share in Fields of Omar. As I mentioned before the race, the horse looked pretty well wound up, considering. On top from Shogun Lodge, not much between them in betting. Then Sports Brat and Century Kid, 9, 1, 5 and 2. Market looks this way. The 2 fancied runners, Ancient Song and Shogun Lodge. Century Kid's in the market.
Won last year by On Type, written by Brian York, who rides Ancient Song this year. On Type last year beat Padstow and Century Kid. They came away in a good line, and Century Kid and Ancient Song, the 2 best to commence. And they lead a couple of lengths on Padstow, followed by Shogun Lodge. He's not all that far away, and then Sports Brat, followed given no peace by Century Kid, and Jay Sheehan takes Century Kid clear of Ancient Song past the 700. About 6 lengths to Padstow, 4 to Sports Brat, and neck to Shogun Lodge, 2.5 to Carp Gun, and then Dress Circle Hosanna, and 3 lengths to the despised Ruffy King of Rhythm. They're strung out like Brown's cows. Coming to the corner, and the well-tried Century Kid, 3 Ancient Song, 5 to Padstow, 4 to Sports Brat, then Shogun Lodge and Carp Gun as they wheel into the straight now. Century Kid a length and a half on Ancient Song, 3 to Padstow, 2 lengths to Shogun Lodge, and Pat Payne pulls him into the open stretches, and then Sports Brat, but Century Kid, Sheehan shaking him along. Century Kid, he's doing it in grand style. He's home, he's well clear of Ancient Song. Shogun Lodge late, but Century Kid, a brilliant win. Century Kid beat Ancient Song, Shogun Lodge, then Padstow with Hosanna, Carp Gun, Sports Brat, and then Dress Circle, and the rank outsider whipped them in King.
He just took control of the race. He'd been primed for a first up win. He'd trialled up there at Deegan, and he was cherry ripe yesterday, and when Ancient Song took the brakes on, like I say, Justin just took control and just out-sprinted him. The second mare tries hard, and Shogun Lodge just wasn't himself yesterday. He didn't have that glow about him.
They did run home their last 630. He ran home his last 600, Century Kid, in 33 and change. I mean, it's very, very hard to make up ground when they run last splits like that.
Yeah. Shogun Lodge looked really big yesterday. He's still a bit long in the coat.
He's not quite there yet. He's got a long preparation ahead of him. Glenn was there yesterday. What do you think of him, Glenn?
Yeah, I looked at the horse going in the equation, and there was only one horse you'd really like to be on. I know it sounds like it after the race, but Century Kick looked fit and well. I'd never seen Shogun.
Jack versus the Hong Kong star, Able Choice. 1 star should emerge brightly from this bunch. Which will it be, and which will go on to perhaps claim spring supremacy? So much we look forward to in the Mitchell Mackenzie. Here's Greg Miles. not must. Bellispree began fast. Anakin Solo's headed by Bellispree, who drove through to go to the lead. Tycoon Ruler goes with him. Anakin Solo settled third. Able Choice fourth the inside. Then Titanic Jack and Yell settles last on the outside. Bellispree the leader going through the gap. A half length clear to Tycoon Ruler. 2 lengths away, Able Choice pushed along on the inside, followed by Anakin Solo, Yell, and 2 lengths Titanic Jack last of all. Bellispree coming to the home turn, he travels well. Tycoon Ruler's under pressure, third. Yell comes from the back, gets up to third now. Able Choice is next, and then Anakin Solo and Titanic Jack last. As they cornered, Bellispree easily moved away from the field. He's 3 lengths in front of Yell, and Titanic Jack now produces on the outside, but Bellispree is well clear. Rewilla's pulled the whip, he's 3 lengths in front of Yell, Titanic Jack and Able Choice and Bellispree. The Wonder Colt is back, and it's Bellispree by 3 lengths. Bellispree beating Able Choice, getting up on the inside to grab second. Either Yell or Titanic Jack have run third. Long break to Tycoon Ruler, and last to finish was Anakin Solo. 6 from 7 now, and he was never going to be beaten. On course, punters have lapped up the Hong Kong horse back on the inside with the gold cap and black colours. Able Choice. The De Heer 3-year-old out of Lady Jackie-O. So 59 flat is the time they've run. Very handy gallop on the straight.
They're quite frightening for many of his younger rivals, or his young rivals at his next start, because Bellispree is back, make no doubt about that, and he's going to be the one to beat in whatever he contests.
He sure will be hard to beat. He is an extraordinarily impressive horse above the legs. Once you get down onto his legs, he's a pretty ugly horse down there, and that's why he only cost $9,000 as a yearling. I was pretty impressed with Able Choice. I thought for his first start in Australia, the Hong Kong visitor, champion juvenile in Hong Kong,
and at least gallop to see how it performed on the Strathmere track.
So Innovation Girl, drawn near the outside, moved up for Nash Whittle, the favourites locked away. She's in the green colours, driving through. Innovation Girl now is starting to drive up in Vegas Show, but as they go past the 800 metres, before too long sitting outside Vegas Show, lead British Lion, Innovation Girl out wide of fourth. Shagney Shield of the Rail in fifth, placing 2 lengths. Dama de Noche being passed by 2 lengths to Wistra Cowie. Vegas Show the inside before too long. Lead Innovation Girl 2 lengths away, travelled well before the turn. Then British Line losing ground the inside, clear of Coupe and Shagney Sheila. Coming around the turn now before too long, drew a neck in front of Vegas Show, but Innovation Girl peels out wider for her run. Before too long, led round the home turn. Innovation Girl starting to come after her, and then Vegas Show before too long, tackled by Innovation Girl before too long, and Innovation Girl the favourite, drawing level, and Innovation Girl one of the half hit on the line too before too long. Vegas Show held on gamely for third, then Shagney Sheila followed by Demographic.
59.9. Nash Rawiller takes the 2 feature races, has got an outstanding chance to make it 3. And then the Big Chill. So on ratings, the 1 and the 2 are standout Quinella or standouts through whatever exotics you care to play. Considering that 97 back to 80 margin, that's almost 4 lengths the ratings is saying will be between the Newmarket winner and which one will win supremacy here in their quest for spring glory. Greg Miles to call them into line.
Clear now, away. Mystigic began reasonably in gate number 2. Aragons and Rubitano away fast, and now Mystigic starts to find his legs. Regal Shot was away fast, and Shea Spice just off them. At the 800, Rubitano in the centre, joined and headed by Regal Shot. Mystigic the rail, the pressure's on early. Is the Big Chill. As they went through the gap, Mystigic had the lead now. Nectar Rubitano. Wonder Regal Shot on the outside third, and Arrogance right behind them. A length and a half. Had the lead now. Nectar Rubitano. Wonder Regal Shot on the outside third, and Arrogance right behind them. A length and a half further back, Shea Spice, and then Desert Sky coming around the turn now, and it's Mystigic about a neck in front. Rubitano the outside. They both look to travel okay. Regal Shot under the whip, and then Arrogance and Shea Spice peeling out. They corner now, and Mystigic shot clear. Rubitano found nothing, and Arrogance is coming after the leader. Shea Spice sweeps down the outside. Mystigic in front. Arrogance coming after it on the outside with Shea Spice. They go to the line. Mystigic kicks and wins. Mystigic has won it from Shea Spice. Arrogance. Fritz out wide, ran on hard, and then the Big Chill. Desert Sky to Gore Lane. Rubitano. Well, he's beaten 1 home, and that's Regal Shot. Mistake wide, but he just kept on running, hard and true. He's actually run the slowest of the 3,000 metre races today. The 3-year-olds have beaten him his time clearly, but he's got there. 1 Mystigic.
Given that he's up with the best.
Mystigic on the rail. Rubitano is weakening quickly, And his jockey, Natural Willer, told stewards later that he just didn't handle the track. A vet test of Rubitano showed no abnormality. But there's Mystique and holding off a late burst by Shea Spice, who is a talent.
Going quick up front, but the time says they weren't. Maybe the track just chopped up a little bit throughout the day, but
he's a great...
Virtually from the time that he left the back parade ring. A watchful eye. Set, and they're racing in the Goodwood, and Tender Smile was the first away. Northerly began fairly. Healesville jumped well, so did the mare Tribula. Master Parks coming across in a hurry, and Northerly's going to settle down, running about fifth behind them from White Prince of Pop as they turn the corner. In the Goodwood at the 400, Tender Smile bustled along by D.R. Miller, a half a length on Master Park, a length and a half Tribula. Healesville next, and then Pindari in front of Northerly, starting to run on at the 200. Master Park got the better of Tender Smile, Tribula. Then came Pindari, followed by the Tin Man. Northerly back behind them, followed by Corporate Bruce, but little Tribula reached the lead from Pindari, and this bonny game tenacious mare returns in a blaze of glory. Tribula beat Pindari. Corporate Bruce might have just got up for third in front of Northerly, and on the inside close up with those is the Tin Man. And then came Healesville Senate.
And I thought it was only a fair performance, to be honest, when I analysed it. But then again, he's finding it very difficult to win in Perth. I think he's been beaten at his last 3 attempts. And I mean, there's a message there for me.
These lightly weight.
So, I agree with you, but I thought he was a little bit ring rusty. Northerly, that's all he looked to me. He looked like a horse that was a little bit underdone. He got tired. His big heart kept him going against probably inferior opposition, but big weight.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be worried about it.
The one big pod.
Perla, 2, 1, 5 and 3. Victory Vein, $1.30. All the Rage. Callaway Gal, $6.70. The Golden...
Same, and Victory Vein, $1.50 on the tote. She's very short with the tote. She's just into the red. This fella is third, and Victory Vein mustering speed now, and so too is Guru nearer to the inside as they settle down. As they race along past the 700, and Callaway Gal bowling along at a leisure, 2.5 lengths clear on Madam Albright, a length away third, Strategica by the 600, then Victory Vein a couple of lengths to Guru, ridden along from Chatelaine, Royal Perla, Chocolate Starfish, and Absolute is Smash. It's Callaway Gal, the Golden Slipper winner from last season, the leader. Now Danny Beasley's calling upon Victory Vein, and she's coming after Callaway Gal very swiftly with Strategica third, and then Chatelaine, but Victory Vein went to the lead, and at the 150 now Victory Vein about 2 lengths clear. Chatelaine, Callaway Gal battle on, but Victory Vein, although tiring a shade, this super filly is too good, and Victory Vein has beaten Chatelaine, followed in third place Callaway Gal. Good go for fourth with Strategica, Guru and Royal.
She crossed from the wide alley to lead, faded a bit in the finish. Can we expect her to improve on that?
Yeah, well, they're trying to get her to settle, and then the last 2 runs that she's had, she's run into trouble in the races. And talking to Bruce Brown yesterday, he said that whenever she goes near another horse, she looks at the other horses and shies away. So he's put blinkers on her to try to get her, back into the mood of racing again, and she pinged out yesterday and really run well. But, I think Victory Vein's just got the wood on her, I think.
I think there's a tough spring ahead for Callaway Gal. I think, small 2-year-old, didn't lose anything by being a bit small and a bit, nuggety at that age. When you get to 3-year-old, it gets a bit tougher. I think Victory Vein, it's a good filly. When it accelerated in the straight, it was tired. She showed that in the end. I think she was getting a little bit tired on the line, but she had enough to just put the race beyond doubt and then coast down to the wire. I tell you what, I'll rate it at this stage. It's the best 3-year-old filly around at the moment. So all she's got to do is keep going now.
Buck is the favourite ahead of Star of Florida. Let's check out the full market for you. 467 from number 1. Third elect is Snowland. Fourth elect is Schwarzschild. Field of 8. Half Hennessy, $11.
The wins at Rose Hill at his debut on the 29th of June, and again at Rose Hill on the 20th of July. But many big punters feel that he's up to the task, and accordingly he's a very, very hot favourite. They're off this time. Athol Knott jumped quickly. Thorn Park immediately drops back, going up smartly as Star of Florida, and Snowland likewise, but settling. to Thorn Park and 2 lengths to Mystical Lad. By golly, they're strung out at the 750, and Star of Florida has a lead of 4 lengths Snowland, 2.5 to East West Success, and then Athel Knot, 3 lengths to Half Hennessy Schwazia, another 2 lengths to Thorn Park and 3 lengths to Mystical Lad. Down past the 450, and Star of Florida giving them something to catch. Star of Florida, the Queenslander, 6 lengths Snowland, another 3 lengths to East West Success. Beatman's gone to the outside on Thorn Park. He must be 10 lengths from Star of Florida, and setting the sail for the judge, Star of Florida. Hands and heels, Simon Marshall. Snowland picking him up, and then East West Success, and Thorn Park is starting to race home well. Snowland after Star of Florida. Thorn Park is simply flying. It'll be too late, will it? Yes! Looks like Snowland might have just lasted. Although Thorn Park has made a big lunge. Third on the inside, Star of Florida, followed home by East West Success. And then a break in proceedings, 2 on the outside. Half Hennessy, followed in by...
Time confirmed, Gay Waterhouse, the winning trainer. Yes.
Today, but all the talk was about Thorn Park, the runner-up.
Snowland will win more than he gets beaten in, Joe, because he makes his own luck. He jumps out and puts himself into the race, and it's the opposite with Thorn Park. He's got no gate speed, no early speed, and he needs a lot of luck and running. He got back there, went along quick with Star of Florida in the race, and he finished off the race quite well. And he had a good blow after the race too. I went down and watched him, Thorn Park, so don't give up on him.
Passing the 800-metre mark, Richard, Thorn Park was 9 lengths off the leader, and he didn't appear to handle the Warwick Farm turn too well either.
Yeah, after everyone gushed about Star of Florida last time he ran, he looks like a 1,000-metre horse to me. He just went way too hard in front. I don't think Simon Marshall could actually hold him at one stage, and he just kept pulling further and further in front, which gave Snowland the drop on him and got Thorn Park off the bit very, very early. He was a long way back and sort of trying to tack on. But I tell you what, out of the race, I think, interesting there, Gay said, keep Snowland to the sprints. I think that's pretty sound thinking. I think he looks like a natural sprinter. I think you push him to the mile, and it probably doesn't suit him as well. Star of Florida, if he's not flat and just over racing because he's had enough, then he's a 1,000-metre horse in decent company. And I thought Thorn Park, he looks outstanding. He looks like a horse that could go, you know, right to the top, you know, Caulfield Guineas, that sort of horse. So, you know, I had to be impressed with.
Nicely, just to race back off them at Ellerslie. So it's drawn nicely just to race back off them and finish her race off pretty good. Does look good.
Ending gallopers, the likes of Falante, Shaftesbury Avenue, superimposed twice. Kingston Town won it 3 times. Purple Patch in 76. You can go on and on with the superstars that have won this race. Tulloch winning it in 1957, Sunline in 99, who will be victorious in 2002. The punters say Lonhro, so says Ian Craig as we read through.
Affectionately. They're racing in the Warwick Stakes, and they jumped in a good line. Lonhro away quickly. The Roughy River to me is going to lead, however. Defire's not far back. Likewise, Hoburg and Carnegie Express, and it's going to be Hoburg. And as they travel... They work their way to the 800, not a lot of pace on, and Carnegie Express goes up on the outside to take the lead narrowly from Hoburg, 2 lengths to Fire, just under 2 lengths to Lonhro, 1.5 River to Me, then Mr. Bureaucrat, and Republic Lass brings up the rear, 600 left to go, and again Hoburg punching up on the inside to shade Carnegie Express, 2.5 to Fire, and then a length's gap to Lonhro, and Beatman about to work forward on the hot pot, then Republic Lass, dropping out River to Me, and second last is Mr. Bureaucrat. Here's Darren Beatman popping the question to Lonhro now, and Lonhro raced out after Hoburg and Carnegie Express, and Mr. Bureaucrat is battling on, but Lonhro, he slipped away. Defire's gone up and he's inside. Defire's making a race of it with Lonhro. Defire races to Lonhro. Defire beat off Lonhro, and Defire wins it brilliantly. Lonhro second, Republic Lass, a beauty for third, and then a photo between Mr. Bureaucrat and Carnegie Express from Hoburg, and the rank outsider brought up the rear. River to Me, the late scratching was Black Ale. Defire has blown away the favourite.
Let's take you back to the track, Joey, with a very happy trainer.
Have you caught your breath yet, Guy?
Yeah, it was great to see him win like that. He's such a tremendous horse, Joe. He's getting better and better. Great thing about him, he's only lightly raced, and now 5-year-old, only 16 start, so hopefully this will be his best preparation.
How confident were you?
I knew Darren was coming. I was trying to edge out to get going into the race, but I couldn't get there quick enough as Lonro sprinted around me, but like at the time I had my momentum up, so I just basically followed Carnegie through, and I was lucky he took the split pretty well.
Performance today from an Epsom point of view?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, it was very good. I mean, he's weight for age today, and he's going to benefit from it a hell of a lot. So, I mean, he's a lovely horse. He's got the potential there to be a really top-class horse.
Finished off the race.
In front of him, Darren made his move around the turn, put Defy back in the pocket, but he made the last sprint, which mattered.
And Wayne, there aren't many horses racing in Australia at the moment that have as explosive a turn of foot as Defy does in the finish of a race.
Now, and Defy's always promised to be a very good horse, and I think this preparation we're going to see the best of him. He's run some great races in some big races. Yeah. I thought the run of the race was Republic Lass, the stablemate, getting her to run third. She was doing her best work at the last part of the race, so she's worth following. Republic Lass, she's come back as good as ever.
I have to say about Longro's race and Defy's race there, I don't know if it was as dawdling run as perhaps people think. They ran 1:21.85 in that. Now that's slick time. That's 2 seconds quicker than you had your warning did later in the day at the same distance. And I tell you, he was out of the gates. He went to grab the bit again, and he went to over race. And I thought they were going along fairly quickly, and then Darren eased him back in. He seemed to relax a bit behind them. He was still firm on the bit on the corner, but he just couldn't shake them off. And maybe he'd spent too many pennies. Like, he's firm on the bit here on the corner. He's right there, and then Darren says, righto, let's go. He lets him off the bit. He finds a couple of lengths, gets a length and a half or so clear of the horses on the inside. But then the run sort of ends, and he doesn't get any further in front of the horses behind him, and Defy catches him.
I do think he switched off when he hit the front. I think he thought he had the race won and just switched off. I think he's a very casual type of horse.
Hey, Wayne, what is it about that?
You know, do stand out. Then I'm putting in the 14 Prince Hal. He's only a plain-looking horse, even though he's by Danehill, but I was quite taken with his last 2 runs, and of course he steps up to this distance. Stathi Casitas to ride. He just rode the last winner. I think he's a horse.
The RSL Vane, 1200. High-quality 3-year-olds engaged. Great Glen began fast, and so did AC/DC. Natural Bliss was away quickly. Delago Brom jumped well. Kingwell, Siberian, and Step Ahead show pace towards the inside. They're followed further back by Major Woody over Racing, and then Rohayton through on the inside from Frightening. Delago Brom's drifting a fair way back and wide, being followed by Cool Trent, and then Helenas on the inside from AC/DC, and then Broadband and Ain't Here. Up to the turn, and Great Glen the leader. Natural Blitz is second. King Wells is third. Step Ahead right behind them on the inside, and then Major Woody and Siberian. Frightening over on the rails, trailed by Rohayton and then Delago Brom. As they cornered, it's Great Glen with a narrow lead. King Wells and on the outside, Natural Blitz coming at him hard. They're followed then by Step Ahead. Here's Delago Brom pulling to the middle of the track, and Broadband's running on. It's King Wells with Great Glen kicking back on the inside. Now Delago Brom coming with Broadband. It's Great Glen tackled by Delago Brom. Delago Brom got the Great Glen right on the wire. Delago Brom's got there to beat Great Glen. Broadband close up third. AC/DC flashed home wide, and then King Wells. They were followed in by Frightening, Step Ahead, and next was Helenas, followed then by Major Woody, Siberia.
10 is the time, note 1:10:10, and we can compare that with the fillies who go around in the next race on the card.
Well, Tommy Hughes Jr. has been raving about Delago Brom for some time now, and those raves were justified yesterday. He's a very good horse. He'll clash with his stablemate Titanic Jack and others in the Ascot Vale Stakes. Terrific run, also from the runner-up. On the rails there, Great Glen, who was back for a stack, the best backed horse at Caulfield yesterday, almost brought home the bacon. And Broadband, it was an eye-catcher too, I think.
1, 8 and 12. Well, all of the money will be with the top 2. Money for Crystal Decanter we'll be hearing later from Vin Hall. And Tony McAvoy runners going around with the scratchings of the other 2.
Blinkers coming off, she's the fave. Brief Embrace is an easing second elect. She's in quite a mood in the mounting. Innovation Girl jumped well, so did Class Success, Crystal Decanter. Brief Embrace easing back through the early stages by the 1100 metres, and it's Shoot the Stars, a length and a half. Innovation Girls got back to about 7th, and then Regal Tessa Do Any. Brief Embrace wide out, followed by Raw Treese, and then came, as they went by the 600 metre mark, Took a Chance, who's well back, and then came Cocktail Evening and Fuji Dancer. Sunday Shoes led Class Success coming around the home turn. She's out 3 wide. Our Sophia in the centre, and then Crystal Decanter.
They're followed then by Romantic Flyer, or Sunday Class Success rather's run very wide coming around the home turn. Sunday Shoes the leader. Crystal Decanter's coming out after her now. Raven Protector getting into the clear. Down the outside, Innovation Girl and Brief Embrace are both coming. Crystal Decanter hit the lead narrowly, but Innovation Girl sweeps past her. Race to the lead. Raven Protector's running a big race, but in the run home it's Innovation Girl racing clear, and she wins it by 2.5. Raven Protector second, Brief Embrace third, and they were followed then by Cocktail Evening coming home well. Then Romantic Fly. Quicker time than the Colts. They've run 1:9.94. Innovation Girl scoring a stunning win to pay $2.90.
Well, and that was impressive, Greg, wasn't it? Innovation. Anyway, with Alf Matthews trackside 109.94, clearly faster than the Coltsall Geldings.
He used the same trick as he did to win the Newmarket Handicap with Rubitano, and that was to remove the blinkers from Innovation Girl. She ran quicker time than the Colt, who won the equivalent of that race yesterday. And look at her finish off, the way she really went to the line. It was a strong finish, because she didn't have it easy, did she?
No, she certainly didn't, but I take my hat off to Nashville Willer from a wide gate. He nursed across without the blinkers on.
I was very impressed. I was very impressed with her. She's an outstanding filly. She's the best filly in Melbourne at the moment. The only reason I say Victory Vane, I rate her in front, is because Victory Vane's got a bigger score on the board, and B, I just think Victory Vane might be beating stronger opposition at the moment. But it's all going to be very interesting come the 1,000 Guineas, when I think the two of them will clash, and it'll be a fantastic race.
And Victory Vane has already won at a mile.
That helps too.
Yeah. What's to be optimistic about?
Here, no, there's no problems with any of the runners behind the stalls. The starters are just looking at the horses without concentrating on calling them forward, so I don't know what the reason for the delay is. Yes, he had a marvellous autumn, didn't he, Carnegie?
He won't impress with the other.
Plume, Sovereign Red, so-called. Tauto 1-2, the former Cox Plate winner. Glen Hill rode Tauto to a Cox Plate. And Tobin Bronze, but the placings include the likes of Galilee.
Good start, and Don Eduardo jumped well, but he won't muster pace, and Dash for Cash. La Zagaletta got away quickly, and Sports is driving forward from the outside looking for the lead. As they've put 250 behind them, Sports goes to the front now. He's out by 2 lengths. Dash for Cash. And Silver Baron last at the 800 metres. And Sports the leader. Maguire 3/4 away second. 2 lengths La Zagaletta, Dash for Cash. 3 lengths Piper Star, Don Eduardo, and then followed then by Elegant Fashion the outside. Next is Fire Tane, Rain Gauge, 1 Tully Thunder, 2 to Rose Archway. Then Sky Heights and Spirit of Westbury, Prince Benbarra, Brew and Silver Baron. Sports led them coming around the turn from Maguire. 2 lengths away La Zagaletta, Dash for Cash. 2 to Piper Star, Elegant Fashion. And then Don Eduardo as they corner clear to Tully Thunder. Sports round the bend led Maguire. La Zagaletta getting into the clear. Here's Dash for Cash letting down with his run. Elegant Fashion pulled to the outsiders coming home well, and then Piper Star. Sports still had it at the 150 from La Zagaletta. Dash for Cash. Elegant Fashion battling. Sports is in front of La Zagaletta. Sports about a neck clear. La Zagaletta drives at him. Photo finish. La Zagaletta and Sports have hit it. Tully Thunder's got up for third in front of Elegant Fashion, and close up Dash for Cash. Then Maguire, and they were followed by Fire Tane, Spirit of Westbury. Next in Don Eduardo, Sky Heights, Piper Star, Rain Gauge. To decide it. It could really go either way, this. Oh boy, very close to a dead heat. Here's the number. Number 3 has got it. Sports on the inside. Sports has won it. Brendan Fennick. He's led all the way.
I thought the horse hit the line okay. The speed will suit him. He'll just be back off the speed and have the last shot at him. I think the horse will run well.
Young
out to the 1400. Look, I think it's a bit of an indictment really on the balance of the field there. I thought Don Eduardo's run was quite good. He held his ground, looking for further. No problems with that. But Lee Zagaletta, it was actually pulling up behind the leader. And look, he fought the race out fairly well on firm ground, better known as a wet tracker. But I was a little bit disappointed, particularly in Piper Star. Very disappointing after having every possible chance. Elegant Fashion, there is a query on her, although she did finish off respectably.
Well, there's the photo finish that tricked so many.
And that's where most of the action will be. Like a Gov has firmed, Pure Theatre has firmed. La Bella Dama, the clear-cut second elect at $12. At Caulfield, before the runners arrive in the mounting yard,
Carpio
on Sunline brilliantly away. Danza Pride taking her on, and Tit for Tat heading to the front, and he'll hand up the lead. Childs, who'll take a position, and then La Belladama and Quad. La Belladama second, third Danza Pride. Sunline, he's got a handful of her, fourth on the outside. Camacho a little deeper out. Hello Dolly the inside, and then Pure Theatre, Quality Kingdom behind these. O'Malley's Boy and Sent Home. 3 lengths away at the 600 is Conquest Star and Saint Cecile. Like a Govan Hale back behind them. Carpion and Trounced was last. Tit for Tat around the home corner in the Mudgeway. La Belladama after it over on the outside, and now Greg Childs asked the great mare Sunline to run, and here she comes. Tit for Tat in front. Sunline over on the outside is starting to get on terms. Pure Theatre and Hello Dolly. Sunline having to work. Tit for Tat fighting hard on the inside. The great mare finding all her champion qualities. Tit for Tat's coming back, but Sunline sublime. Sunline's done it. Tit for Tat second, wouldn't be sure third. It's either Sent Home, Pure Theatre or Conquest Star. Great race. Then we had the next to them, and has been Helen's Pride. She has done it, but not without a fight.
Oh, what a thrilling performance. Sunline winning and some post-race emotion, hopefully from New Zealand not too far away. Sunline winning and some post-race emotion, hopefully from New Zealand not too far away after the Group 2 Mudgeway. And that, amazingly, is career...
We got into a position outside behind, yes, Lance Robinson's mount, and eventually we got out 3 wide and challenged for the lead. We took a while to wind up. The track's a little bit wet, rain affected. She's not that good on it as what she used to be. But she then got into top gear and she attacked. She got the lead, but with, 100 metres out, she was really struggling, just condition-wise, and the wet track. But all credit, some of those horses were pretty fit. They like Tit for Tat had a run under its belt. We hadn't. We still beat them, so she's too good.
It's come into the fore. Listen to the crowd. It is. It's fantastic to turn around.
There are people in the birdcage crying for it.
Yeah, it was be right too. So it's great to see for New Zealand racing. Fantastic.
Is that a big relief for you?
It certainly is. Yeah, it takes a lot of pressure off again.
Yeah.
Apparently there was a record crowd there at Hastings yesterday for the return to racing of Sunline. Interesting to hear the comments there from Greg Charles. He doesn't like the wet anymore.
As we get older, we get less tolerant, don't we?
Oh, well.
Perhaps she's decided she doesn't like it as much. I think you can see the sun setting on her career, though. I think, that's the hardest first-up run I think I've seen her have. And while they were fair, they were pretty good horses. She wasn't running against superstars over there. Sent Home ran home nicely, and Like a Gov didn't do a bad job in the race, but their stayers in basically a sprint. I don't know. I think maybe she's a little older, a little bigger this time in condition, and just was feeling the pinch the last little bit. They did take the lead off her early and stack the leader, which was Tit for Tat, did stack them up a little bit, and that's not the way Sunline likes to race. She likes to bust them. But, I think next run tells the story when she gets in against top-class opposition.
Yeah, okay, well, she'll be over here in Australia soon. Just wondering just how much that...
never back a champion into a corner,
Nah.
Don't think that easy. She did win. I
Oh,
don't
sure.
think she's ever been a horse that runs away and wins by 6, 8, 10 lengths anyway.
I know, I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen her win over there by 6 and 8.
Well, yeah.
Richard, you're the toughest marker of all time. I mean, that distance yesterday, 1,400 metres, that was her 11th run at 1,400 metres, and she has won each time. And you're still finding fault with
I'm
her.
not finding fault. I just think I can see she's
You've
getting to
all
the
but
age
retired,
now
Richard.
where you will see less and less of the brilliance and more chinks in the armour. That's what happens when you get old. That's just reality.
The sun is setting on her career.
It
You've all
is.
but retired her on
She's in the
racing
twilight
wet
of
trails,
her
so when are you
career. And I think even her trainer would concur with that view. What do you think she's going to...
Ratings with Ancient Song, Century Kid and Accelerator for the Concord Stakes as we now check the full market, and a very smart sprint field. Century Kid $5.50, Phoenix Park $7, Accelerator $5.80, Corral Boy $9.10, Day $10, Padster Bain $49, Into the Night $7.40, and Shag.
Phoenix 1,000 guineas prior to that. Confisticate in 98, Armadale and Shags, smartest out, commencing very well. Century Kid looking for the lead and going up very smartly is Straban in company with Phoenix Park. It's a bustle up for the lead and Ancient Song trying to head them all off, and a little better than matching the 600 Shags. About 2 lengths Century Kid, Ancient Song, Straban, Phoenix Park and Accelerator. A couple, Corral Boy and Fawadi, a length into the night. Standing this leader, a big start. Gabfest second last, Padstow's last. Around the corner, and Shags has got a big lead. And setting sail for the judge. Shags about 4 lengths on Century Kid, Straban. Phoenix Park is starting to knuckle down to his work now from Fawadi. And then Ancient Song and a couple into the night extending. It's Phoenix Park pegging back Shags, Fawadi and Century Kid, and into the night is storming home. Fawadi hits the front. Fawadi accelerates, and Fawadi wins the Concord from Into the Night and Century Kid. Gabfest flew Phoenix Park weekend. Then Ancient Song, Accelerator, Corral Boy. Well, Shags, didn't it pull up very quickly? And the last couple home in the race were Padstow from Remember Prue, trained by Jimmy Lee, freshened up since running 7th in the Stradbroke Handicap, which was a very, very good performance.
Well, he only got beat 2 lengths in the Stradbroke, as they say, but Barrier 1, he's a tough competitor. I was wrapped in the second horse's run Into the Night. He's an inexperienced horse. It's the first time he's competed at that level, and a few little bumps, I think that'll stand him in good stead, and Keith will probably take him to Melbourne now, and he'll be competitive now.
Let's hear it from...
On the Peter Pan.
Let's hear it from...
On the Peter Pan Stakes. Now, the full market on the race. Recruiting 680, Sportsman 750, Takis 570, Masquerado 14, Bulala, Hummeryan 66, Platinum Scissors 870, Master Val...
Eclipsal Peter Pan, Group 2, and the Addendum dropped out the back. Clangalang getting adrift in the early stages, and Sportsman narrowly in front, taken on by Civics. A length of Takas right up with the leaders, and the same for Ripcords, and a length for Master Veloci. 2 lengths to Addendum. The field in the Peter Pan is nearing the 600, and Takas from Sportsman and Civics. Ripcords is running for then Humayan, Provaci, Master Veloci, and then Platinum Scissors wedged away from Clangalang, Sunny Riviera, Balala, Addendum, and then Masquerado and Recruiting. Around the turn they travelled, and Takas taken on by Sportsman. Ripcords third. Civics is fourth and a couple of lengths to Clangalang, and then Master Veloci by the 300, and Sportsman put the neck in front of Takas. They booted away. 4 lengths Civics, followed by Masquerado, and then Clangalang, but it's Sportsman from Takas. A race in 2. Takas is coming again. Sportsman just in front of him. Sportsman and Takas. Photo in the Peter Pan. Sportsman and Takas. Third to Photo 2, Clangalang and Platinum Scissors from Masquerado, and then Provaci and Civics. Takas by Quest for Fame, trained by John Hawkes, Darren Beedman, and 7 Clangalang. Got home reasonably by...
One of the best Peter Pan stakes fields we've seen in recent years, but you've got to give credit to the winner. It was a gutsy performance.
Yeah, the trainer and the jockey did an outstanding job there. It was an on-pace dominated race. Takas and Sportsman dominated from the front. They charged away. Good training performance by Greg. He pokes around at them little...
One run back, seconds to Innovation Girl in the William Crockett a couple of weeks ago. And there's before too long, very speedy, very fast filly who'll be there for a long way.
All clear. Racing. Bellesprit jumped pretty well before too long, got away very fast, and so did Yell. As they settle down and go through the first 100 metres now, and they make a line of 3. Bellesprit still sitting out there 3 wide before too long on the rails, and now easing back a length and a half away as Yell. Bellesprit goes for the filly, 2.5 lengths away as Yell, 3 lengths Ricardo, then Cusier, Webster and Magic Bird. Before too long comes to the turn, about a neck in front, Bellesprit, 2 lengths to Yell, and they've got away to Ricardo and Cusi. Before too long led narrowly, but Oliver's shaking her up, and Bellesprit's travelling the better on the outside, and the big fellow took the lead now. Yell 2 lengths away, and the rest are headed by Cusi, but Bellesprit got clear. He's out by 2 lengths, rolls back to the inside, well clear to Yell, and before too long, but Bellesprit is racing right away, way too good for him. In the run home, it's Bellesprit by 4, and he won it easily. Yell second, before too long third, then Cusi, Ricardo, our Webster and Magic Bird. In 1.97, just a tick outside the record, which is 1.86.
And he coasted the last little bit.
Only defeat was in the Golden Slipper Stakes, and his trainer, John Simons, joins me now. Lovely sight there for you, Johnny.
Yeah, exactly, Keith. You know, it was a super day yesterday, and, you know, he's come back really well.
Natural Willa said he's the best 3-year-old he's ridden. He said he could have shattered the course record yesterday. I think he went within 1/100th of a second of it anyway.
Well, you know, I always said if we get on good track that the horse is capable of running course records because, you know, he runs such super sectionals and unfortunately all the way through. You know, it had been rain affected in a slipper. It was off on the inside and unfortunately drew the one. History says now we got beat, but, you know, he is a superstar.
Well, the way he's going to the...
Doesn't affect his ability.
No.
He's brilliant. He is brilliant.
Stakes at Caulfield, Northerly top rater ahead of Fields of Omar, The Big Ask and Dash for Cash. Market coming up, number 1 Northerly, 250, Flavour 25, Lazaga letters out, Tears Royal 35, Fields of Omar 320, The Big Ask at 23, Pickle Miss $9.80. A small but highly select field in the Memsey Stakes. Group 3.
And certainly carrying a lot more condition than we're used to seeing of him. He looks almost unrecognisable when he entered the mounting enclosure. He jumped all right, The Big Ask. The Papa back to the tail. Dash for Cash first to bounce out. Northerly ridden for speed by Oliver's up on the inside there of Flavour. He steadies to third. Fields of Omar is on the outside of Northerly fourth. A length and a half further back is Magical Miss, and she's being followed by Tears Royal, The Big Ask, and the Papa's last by the 800. Flavour moved up and he put pressure to Dash for Cash. They lead by a length and a half. Northerly on the inside of Fields of Omar. 2 lengths further back, Magical Miss. She's followed by the Papa, The Big Ask, and Tears Royal now last. At the 600, Dash for Cash by about a half length. Flavour second, Northerly right behind the leader. Fields of Omar poised to pounce as they corner. And then the Papa running on around Magical Miss, The Big Ask and Tears Royal. At the bend now, Dash for Cash the inside, Flavour. Fields of Omar goes on and joins the 2 leaders. Northerly off the bit, hard ridden behind them. And the Papa comes with a run down the outside. Flavour at the 200 with Fields of Omar. Dash for Cash battling back. Then the Papa, here's Magical Miss. Northerly trying to squeeze through. He got cut out. Fields of Omar had the lead. Magical Miss storms down the outside. Magical Miss grabs the lead and Magical Miss a half length. Fields of Omar. Dash for Cash third. Northerly fourth. He didn't have a lot of luck. Then the Papa. They were followed by the Big Ask. Right behind them to finish then was Flavour and Tears Royal. Magical Miss has won it. Number 9, Magical Miss. Stephen Arnold. Bart Cummings. 9, Magical Miss. 1-1, pocketing Northerly. Great ride by Greg Childs. He quickened when wanted, but then he couldn't hold out the fast run of Magical Miss, who came down the outside. Dash for Cash running an honest third.
Why relieved? Well, she's come. She's had a nice rest through the winter, and she's come after about 9 or 12 months off, and she struck form at the right time, you know.
Now, yeah, she's awesome to ride. Turn of foot now is unbelievable.
She's 25 kilos heavy. One today didn't beat much. For some of those aren't tuned up yet, and maybe they're not quite up to it. So,
is it too early to call her a let's elope? Maybe, you know, can she be that good?
She could be, but she's a few $1 million short in prize money to put them together.
She might not be by the end of the spring, though, Bart.
Well, you never know. Okay.
Well, Bart Cummings in good form yesterday, and he was delivering his typical one-liners. When asked whether he expected the win to be so easy, he said, "I kept my thoughts to myself. I didn't want to discourage the other fellows." He also said that Magical Miss looks like a tank but races like a Mercedes, and she did yesterday. That next start will be that will determine her spring path, I would imagine. It's in the Fee and Stakes over 1,600 metres at Moonee Valley. If she wins that and wins it convincingly, I think then her course will be the Cox Plate.
I'm not too sure whether Bart was trying to play it down or what, Magical Miss, but his very interesting comment there didn't beat much.
Well, record of the field were great with, so that's...
Northerly's only won 3.8 million.
Yeah.
Flavour's won $1.5 million. Dash for Cash has won 1.1. Didn't beat much, but that's true.
All right.
And the Oaks in the spring. Bart set her aside in autumn, and look at he has produced now a most dominant win from a mare with a big future this spring. She's going to win one of the big ones for sure.
Yeah.
Keith, if I was a bookmaker, I'd be making her short price favourite for the Caulfield Cup, as they have done, and loading up, because daughters and sons of Dane Hill don't have a great habit of going on to staying distances beyond 3-year-old. They win plenty of derbies and Oaks as a 3-year-old, but beyond that, I don't think you'll find one of Dane Hill's progeny that's gone on to win a decent staying race as an older horse. I know she won a 2,500 metre Oaks, but that was in the spring. There are plenty of Oaks winners, if you go through the list of VRC Oaks winners, who don't go on to be stayers. I'm not saying she won't, but the way she got on the bit in a 1,400 metre Memsie Stakes just before the corner, I think she's an ideal Cox Plate horse, and I'll be betting that's the way Bart goes with her. And I reckon that's what Bart's got reservations about, whether, as an older horse, she's actually a stayer.
It's interesting, Richard, because the 4-year-old mares get into the Caulfield Cup. Best horses we have in Australia, there he is in the yellow, and he's outside in the blue with the yellow cap, is Fields of Omar. Fields of Omar gives him a little bit of necking himself, and Northerly responds with a serious bite and wants to go right on with it.
I'll tell you what, I reckon Greg Charles is lucky he wasn't reprimanded or in a little bit of trouble from stewards here, because Damien Oliver on Northerly is entitled to hold his ground, which is all he was trying to do, stay one off the fence. He didn't want to get on the fence, and he wanted to hold his ground one off the fence, which of course kept Greg Childs on Fields of Omar 3 deep the whole way, and he's entitled to hold his ground. Now, Greg's just basically forced him over onto the fence, and the horses have made contact. I think he's lucky to have got away with that one.
Yeah, good.
I think he's a nice horse, definite Saturday class, but yeah, I thought this is a nice one to drop him in, test the water. They are a little bit more experienced than him.
Craig for the Roman Consul Stakes.
Thank you, John. And last year the race was won by Stylish Lass, who will win it this year. On track this time, and not a bad break. Snowland is going to lead now and settling down. He's got a lot of natural speed. Bollinger, the stablemate, is going to race Snowland early, and Bollinger, in fact, takes over from Masquet. And Brian York takes a grip on Bollinger. She's about a neck on Snowland. Prime Century whips up third as the speed slowed from Force Apollo, Schwazier. Callaway Gal dropped back noticeably there from Jester's Lad. And Prophet Jewel is last. In the Roman Consul, they come to the corner at the 500. And the Waterhouse reps are disputing the lead with Bollinger narrowly over Snowland. Force Apollo on the inside of Prime Century. And then Callaway Gal, Schwazier, Prophet Jewel and Jester's Lad straightening up now. And Chris Muntz gives the favourite Rain, and Snowland bounded away here. And down to the 200, Snowland a length and a half, Force Apollo. Bollinger third, and then Schwazier. Snowland, Muntz, hands and heels. Force Apollo is battling on doggedly. Snowland still a length. Force Apollo battles on, but to no avail. And Snowland makes it 8 wins from 12 starts. Snowland, a highly professional 3-year-old, has beaten Force Apollo third, Bollinger, and Schwazier fourth. Then Callaway Gal, Prophet Jewel, and the last two, Prime Century and Jester's Lad.
Real tradesman like professional, Snowland, and he's just a real genuine horse.
Now, there's a real problem child in this race. Schwazier, the big chestnut, they're running down near the tail of the field. He caused all sorts of problems in the early and middle stages of the race.
He put paid to Callaway Gal. He got involved, he came up on the outside and he was over racing and not being very tractable, and she copped the backwash of a couple of bumps and put her out of the race, really. But Snowland, he's a little beauty. He just sits up there out of trouble and kicks away. He's a very good little sprinter. Whether he's up to Bellesprit, we're going to find out, but he and Victory Vane.
Lane. Market on the race, Victory Vane, $1.20, Sunday Joy, $7.70, Salome, $44.7, and Royal Siren at a Joy winning races at Randwick. Ian Craig at Randwick now for the Furious Stakes.
Mr. Doted Victory Vane, Miss Bowie up looking for the lead now, followed by Sunday Joy. Work their way down past the 650 in Salome. 2 lengths on Sunday Joy, a length of Victory Vane around Miss Bowie, and 1 to Chatelaine highest. On the fence is Strategica, 2 lengths to Lavishly, Royal Pearl Soprano, and Absolute is the rank outsider, Royal Siren coming to the corner, and Salome will lead the Furious field into the straight, a length Sunday Joy, Miss Bowie. Dan Beasley now asking Victory Vane for her effort, and she's racing up up to these leaders, and then Strategica, Chatelaine, Royal Perla and Soprana. Victory Vane letting down now at the 200, and she sprints to the lead, Victory Vane. Royal Perla to second, and then Soprana, but Victory Vane, she's in full flight. Royal Perla won't catch her, and Victory Vane, what a magnificent filly. Victory Vane from Royal Perla and lavishly. Huge run, the third filly. Then Soprana, Sunday Joy, highest. Strategica, Miss Bowie, Chatelaine, Salanai and Absolute Royal Siren.
She's going, she just looks like dominant.
Mercy Ron, and then after that she goes down to Melbourne for a likely VRC Oaks campaign.
I don't know about out of Mercy. I know she's just an outstanding filly. She's genuine. She knows how to win. She helps herself in races, but there's a couple of nice fillies chasing her here. I think Royal Perla will get better when she gets to the Mile of the Flight Stakes. Now, this third filly, Lavishly, the Sunday Silence, she lacks experience. First up at this level yesterday. Look at her just wanting to hang in here. And you watch her the last little bit. She's tight. Corey's not over-punishing her. That's a good run. And so Soprana, a nice filly too.
What about Sunday Joy, was it? And Chatelaine?
I don't know.
Which is today, so he'll be nice. He'll be running on today.
It was a really good run, wasn't it?
Yes, he ducked in a few times down the straight, so I have a whip on the left.
Come on. Extra trip today, is that any worry?
No, not at all.
Well, there's a good pointer for our viewers. Now, 7-5 Bishamon. Extra trip today, is that any worry?
No, not at all.
Chelmsford Stakes over the 1,600 metres, and Lonhro $1.40 and $1.10 ahead of number 1 Shogun Lodge, $5.40 and $1.40. Good line too, and actually old Georgie Boy is going to lead early from the 3-year-old Platinum Scissors. Moving up quickly is the Ruffy Daniels, the man, and Lonhro Nice and Handy, followed by Carp Gun Republic Lass. Then the lengths gap to Mr. Bureau. One of that is Yorkshire Lass. They work to the side of the track now and come down towards the halfway pole at the 800. And the leader is Georgie Boy. He's about 2.5 lengths clear on Daniels, the man. Lonhro going up on the inside and shading the youngster Platinum Scissors. Although Lonhro might have got tightened up a bit there, and he dropped back about 3/4 to a length. And then comes Carp Gun, followed by Republic Lass, 1.5 lengths to Mr. Bureaucrat, Yorkshire Lass, and Shogun Lodge is last, back about 10 lengths from Georgie Boy. And as they commence the long run round the Randwick home corner, Georgie Boy from Daniels, the man. Newitt's made a long run on Platinum Scissors, and Beedman now letting Lonhro loose. And as they come down to the 250, and Lonhro, he raced away 1.5 lengths on the youngster Platinum Scissors, followed by Georgie Boy, Shogun Lodge getting home late, but Lonhro in full flight. He's dark coat shining in the Radwick sunshine. He's holding Platinum Scissors. Republic Lass next, but Lonhro, oh, isn't he a great horse? Lonhro from Platinum Scissors, Republic Lass and Shogun Lodge. And then Mr. Bureaucrat, followed home then by Yorkshire Lass, and then Georgie Boy, Carp Gun and Daniels the man. Oh, he really is a super horse, Lonhro, and he toyed with them, didn't he? And 60 cents. Lonhro by Octagonal from Sade. Trained by John Hawkes for the Woodland Stud Syndicate.
He's took a little bit more to learn, actually. He just could have sat just a touch longer, but the horse won. It's great to see him win, and we're all really happy he's back on track again. Well, he's never off track, but he's won again. The numbers back on his back again.
Amazing how hard people can be on a horse when it...
The horse come along really well, and John has done a top job. You'll have him peaking.
This horse is in a good spot, and come into the race nicely, and went up the rise. He let down extra well and just blew him away.
Put paid to somebody.
He was Darren not treating him like a powder puff champion. He came into the line and he needed that. You know, good strong hit out. He had a good blow after the race. He's still got improvement, this horse, and he'll be, you know, a real worthy contender for Northerly and Sunline. Don't worry about that.
Coming around to him to the Cox Plate, I like the way he settled yesterday. He'd been going too hard early in his other races, but he settled a bit yesterday, and it looked like it might have, they didn't go terribly hard early, and the stayers got left a little bit flat-footed at the 600-metre mark when Lonhro put the gas on. But, you know, I have to say, I'm warming to him. That was a very, very good effort. It's the best I've seen him. I think it's the best I've seen him race at 1,600 metres, Lonhro.
Exactly.
Platinum City.
Lonhro was just going too well.
We must mention the performance of Republic Lass to finish third yesterday. What a great Cups trial that was.
She's on target, there's no doubt about it. Shogun Lodge has had a longer spell this prep, and he's just needed them couple of runs back, and what a couple of runs back, and what a Cox Plate we're going to have, you know, now with Lonhro, Northerly, Sunline, and overnight the Irish Champion Stakes, Grandira won that, and indications are that Godolphin are targeting the Cox Plate with him, so this could be one.
Prince in there too.
Exactly, and his run was terrific.
And
Defier. It could be one of, could be one of the best Cox Plates ever.
Roddy, how do you rate Lonhro against...
He can do that today. You know, it's only a close one, and you know, I think you might see a big difference.
Well, that's a good point you make, Wayne. You went forward in the race, but you couldn't get the lead. You're saying he's got to lead and then be left alone to do his own thing.
I think, you know, he just likes to, you know, the other day...
Almost $3 million in stakes. He hasn't appeared since falling in that sensational cup race in Singapore on the 11th of May.
Crawl dropped out to last, and Cheverny jumped quickly, and so too going up looking for the lead as they settle fully into stride is Swiss Echo, and Swiss Echo will lead Cheverny. Shot of Thunder followed close. Cheverny a length and a half. Swiss Echo to Raymond. One Shot of Thunder, a couple. Forest Jim around Miss Bustle. Universal Prince is wide. Hose out of the middle. Gordo the fence. 4 lengths to Crawl on the inside of Viva La Vie, and 3 lengths to Freemason. Well strung out on the tramway. 600 metres left to go now, and Cheverny about a length and 3/4 Swiss Echo. 2 lengths to Raymond, then Shot of Thunder the fence, and a couple. Forest Jim, Universal Prince, Miss Bustle, and then Hosanna Gordo followed by Crawl. Viva La Vie second last, and Absolute Freemason around the corner. Up the rise they come. Cheverny in front, and in second place Swiss Echo. Here on the inside is Shot of Thunder, and Shot of Thunder reels in Cheverny from Raymond, and Gordo finally seeing daylight, and here he comes. Gordo sprinting like a gazelle after Shot of Thunder. Gordo runs to Shot of Thunder. Gordo does better. Universal Prince flies, but Gordo from Shot of Thunder and Universal Prince. What a return too by Universal Prince. Not far away, Forest Jim. Crawl made ground. Then Raymond, Cheverny, and Miss Buff.
Well,
The Epsom?
I say they'll be on the cards. John calls the shots, but I think he would have his eye in there for sure.
He really did show Universal Prince a huge effort yesterday, first up, under 62 kilos.
Have you ever seen him look better?
No, I haven't, to be honest.
He looked like he'd done a lot of groundwork with him, and I think, well, it was proved yesterday, Justin had him in the race early. He wanted him there. He was aggressive, like John said earlier. Maybe new tactics for this horse, this preparation. Great ride on the winner.
Old Crawl got home all right too with his 58 kilos.
Yeah.
He got to the outside. Gordo had put 3 lengths on him by the time he got going, but just sort of rattled home the last little bit in the black jacket with the pink cap there, back in about 6th or 8th with the blinkers on there. But Gordo, he's just continued on that good form that we saw out of his trial when we picked him out of a trial.
Crawl's a big time.
And Able Choice. And the market, number 1, Able Choice. Michael Carl up, $12. Cool Trent, $23. Rohatton is out. Titanic Jack, $2.90. General Minolta, $30. ACDC is $8. Innovation Girl, All the Rage, $2.50. And Dama de Noche, Innovation Girl, trained by Brian Mayfield Smith, who had Prince Rubiton in the previous race there. Prince the last 100 metres.
On the outside rail, Innovation Girl is right behind her. Tycoon Ruler deeper out in the red colours is improving his place. Right behind him is Able Choice, and they're followed by Titanic Jack, who's following the speed. Then ACDC, well away from the rail. General Minolta is behind him. They're followed by Brief Embrace and Cool Trent towards the tail, but they're tightly bunched, heading towards the 400-metre mark now. And Dama de Noche looks to be headed off by Tycoon Ruler. Down the outside then is Able Choice putting in a run. Innovation Girl waiting for her challenge. ACDC coming with a run, and then Brief Embrace at the 200-metre mark now. And here's Innovation Girl let down with her run. She's coming after Able Choice, ACDC and Brief Embrace. Innovation Girl hit the front. Cool Trent is bursting through from nowhere. Innovation Girl in front of Cool Trent. Innovation Girl, the filly's done it, beating Cool Trent. Titanic Jack third. Able Choice fourth. Then ACDC, General Minolta, and they were followed then by Brief Embrace. Back the coolest of rides by Karen McAvoy. Runs will go.
Titanic Jack 140, Quinella 37.40, Exacta 44.10, Trifecta 147.
Right, yeah. Oh, it was great. Yeah, I mean, I think the greatest thing about it was the ride. Actually, I mean, it's just a fantastic, well-judged, calm ride. That was a great ride, Karen.
Thanks.
You know, thanks for that. I mean, just how cool you were and how well.
To win that race, the Ascot Vale. Not a lot of fillies have won it, but fillies like Courtsa, Rose of Kingston, Toy Show, Surround, they've all won that race, and you have to be a good one to join them, don't you, Keith?
You do indeed. In fact, a total of only 6 in the 33 runnings of the race, Richard. None in the 90s. And it was the right, or the best 3-year-old one, I think. But we'll never know, because Connections of Titanic Jack thought they should... Well, Tommy Hughes Jr. thought Titanic Jack should have won by 5 lengths. This is the farcical situation of straight racing at the moment at Flemington. A field of 9, all merging into the fast lane. And it was extremely fortunate for this filly Innovation Girl and her talented...
So, great win to the filly, and I would be following both Cool Trent and Titanic Jack out of the race.
One of the big ones coming up in Melbourne, and Northerly and Elegant Fashion are the joint top raters ahead of Don Eduardo and La Zagaletta. And Damien Oliver had the pick and got off Northerly to ride Don Eduardo. Sky Heights a late scratching with filling in a joint, a four-leg joint. Northerly $1.90. Helene Vitality 13.69, Don Eduardo 8.70, Silver Baron 69, It's Platonic 19, Elegant Fashion 6.50, Tully Thunder. Okay, right on start time for the $351,000 Craig Lee Stakes at Group 2 level as we join Greg Miles.
And also Spirit of Westbury. May the horse be with you, jump fast. Helene Vitality dropped out to be a clear last, and Don Eduardo's well back, and Northerly's going through the first 200 in front. Elegant Fashion strode up and sat outside him. Spirit of Westbury inside the 1,000. Then came Elegant Fashion, followed by Spirit of Westbury. It's Platonic 5th on the outside, about 2.5 lengths away. Tully Thunder, Brew on the rails, and then May the Horse Be With You. Rain Gauge, Silver Baron, and they're followed by Maguire. Don Eduardo 3rd from last, coming around the home turn, and then Helene Vitality and Fire Tane at the 500 metres now, and Northerly the leader. Child's busy at work on the West Australian hero. He quarters about 3/4 La Zagaletta. Spirit of Westbury, Elegant Fashion, and then came It's Platonic. A fair break then to Tully Thunder. Brew over on the inside, and Don Eduardo still about 3rd last. 300 to go now, and La Zagaletta up level with Northerly. He's got a real fight on his hands here. They're 3 lengths in front of It's Platonic, and then came Elegant Fashion. Northerly's kicking pretty well. La Zagaletta under the whip on the outside. Northerly drew her neck in front. The Fighting Tigers coming clear the last little bit, and Northerly tested but wins. Beats La Zagaletta. Silver Baron got up for 3rd. It's Platonic 4th. Then Rain Gauge, Maguire, Helene Vitality, the eye catcher late. Then came Tully Thunder, followed further back in the field by Elegant Fashion, and It's Platonic, Don Eduardo, Brew, Spirit of...
Very gutsy win, and certainly had some concerns 200 out. Zagaletta was doing very well, drew to him, maybe even added him. But to fight back the way he did, and without being smart, I think there's a little bit of improvement left, and that was fantastic.
He improved, you could see, notice last week has built up.
Yeah, I'm still wondering about the blinkers.
You did it without
blinkers. No blinkers.
Greg Miles called it right. That's right. Damien Oliver had suggested to Fred maybe try them without blinkers, and there was just, it was great. He didn't need them, and he still fought hard, and it was very decisive at the finish.
Did you have to struggle to get the lead early, Greg, or did they pretty much hand it up to you out of the gates?
We jumped away okay. There was no natural... We knew La Zagaletta would come across from his wide gate, and I knew that he wouldn't want to lead. It worked out pretty much how we thought it would. We got the lead, a soft lead, and La Zagaletta was on my outside.
Greg, it's been a while.
Ahead of Tickle Mai, Ugachaka and Miss Lala. Here is the full markets. Rose Archway 42, Tickle Mai 780, Ugachaka 420, Lilo Lil 23, Phaser 670, Bellonic 120, 750 for Calming, and Crimson Gem is at 38. Over to Gradual a scratching, Purple Groove 830, Rory's Jane 88.
Gachaka holds favouritism. There's certainly sting out of the ground today. The times are telling us that. The fact that La Zagaletta was able to... Racing now, Tickle Mai began reasonably. Rory's Jane out the back with Chestnut Dream. Ina's Treasure began fast. Past the Skies and Miss Lala drive forward looking for the lead in the early stages. Settling fully now, Past the Skies, the inside, and Miss Lala. 1.5 lengths, Rose Archway, Chestnut Dream, and then Dream a Lot, and 4 lengths to Rory's Jane. Past the Skies at the 800 led, Sophisticat 2nd, and Crimson Gem deeper out 3rd. Calming right behind them, a beautiful trailer to the race. 4th on the inside of Miss Lala, and they were followed by Lilo Lil out wide, 1.5 lengths, Ina's Treasure. Pfizer tucked away on the inside, and Ugachaka wide, but with cover cornering. and then Purple Groove, Chestnut Dream, Tickle My buried away on the inside. Into the straight they race now past the 500, and here's Sophisticat out after the leader past the Skies. Then Calming, waiting for a run. It's about to appear on the rails. Crimson Gem comes with a run down the outside. Pfizer trying to work clear. There's not a lot of room there. She's trying to push Miss Lala out of the way. Past the 200 now. Calming got up on the inside. Crimson Gem after her. Miss Lala. Here's Purple Groove. Purple Groove is swapping them on the outside. She swept up, grabbed the lead, and Purple Groove beats Tickle My, who got up for second. Crimson Gem held third. Then Uga Chaka, followed by Ina's Treasure, Pfizer, and next to finish Miss Lala, and then came Balonic, Rose Archway, and then Calming, Lolo Lil, and the 1200 metres is the next on the card, race 8 at 4:40.
Good, Greg, thanks.
This was one with blinkers back on yesterday at Flemington, but I tell you what, when she turned for home, she was way back in the field with the white cap there inside Uga Chaka, has to cross across Uga Chaka's heels, so gives her a length start, and just the last 400 metres, Keith, she just sprouted wings.
Yes, indeed. Look at her now, the predominantly white colours there. She's running about 10th, but Nashua Willa eases her out wide. She's got an unimpeded path to the post, and there's Purple Groove storming home. She was missed last spring because of bone chips. She now has a strike rate of 6 wins from only 13 starts, and Tony Noonan's Caulfield Cup plans probably aren't all that ambitious. I think she would be a worthy combatant in the Caulfield Cup. She's going back to Moonee Valley next.
Barriers to Batano. And I'm still trying to get over the run of Universal Prince in the tramway. Amazing performance. Rubatano in the Bobby Lewis at $2.90, Windigo 36, Chong Tong at $9.10, Fritz at 17, Royal Code 540, Desert Sky 11, Mr Magoo 7, Sportsbrat 27, Savage Attack 16.
Racing all went down on his nose, Rubatano, a stride after the beginning of the race. Looked like there was one. Gallopini very slow to move. Chong Tongers going over their heels from barrier 1 to get towards the outside. Now as they settle into stride, and despite that Savage Attack, Royal Card's got a fair way back in the field. So too is Chong Tong, followed by Sportsbrat and Gallopini on the outside rail. Down towards the 400 metres, and it's Rubatano the leader from Hasteback and Mr Magoo on the far side, closely followed by Desert Sky. Pest them over on the outside rail, and then off to sea. Tuscanos is next, and Savage Attack working home. Chong Tong trying to weave through. Rubatano with Mr Magoo challenging at the 200 metres. Chong Tong's getting home, and so is Royal Code. Rubatano in front. Chong Tong and Royal Code are after Rubatano. Rubatano with Chong Tong pegging him back. Chong Tong, Rubatano, they come down to the line. Chong Tong looks to have got there. Chong Tong from Rubatano, Royal Code, a great sprint. They were followed by Mr Magoo, off to sea, Pestum, and then Sportsbrat, Savage Attack, Fritz, followed by Windigo and Tuscanos, Gallopini. Hasteback back towards the tail of the field with...
Yeah, that was a ride that every budding young jockey in Australia should watch over and over again. As far as straight 6 racing is concerned, that is. He drew barrier 1 on the flat side, came out of the gates, turned right, hung a right, went straight to the grandstand rail, then had to play it for luck because there was a massive bunch.
Came down the inside rail or on the inside of the outside division that we'd struggle to win, so we did that, and you know, it paid off. And as I said, it can make you look good, and it can make you look bad if it doesn't come off.
Yeah, you just got the nice runs you look for them, and he just found so much, didn't he, that last couple of hundred?
The blinkers improved him today. You know, he didn't switch on the other day, and the blinkers really made the horse today. And you know, he's always had great straight form. He was a little bit unlucky in the Newmarket here in the autumn, and you know, he deserved a good win today.
Yeah, he's a very good straight horse, that horse. He did have the blinkers back on. There's another one, so punters watch those gear changes. Got back, but I tell you what, the race was won, and I bagged Damien for his earlier ride on Broadband, but this is where you've got to keep putting D. Oliver on because he'll keep squaring you up for it. Have a look at the start of this race. Chong Tong draws the very inside gate.
Have a look at the outside barrier as well.
And it is the wrong side of the track, and it is equivalent to the outside barrier. Watch him now. He just checked the horse behind the heels and moved it straight across behind the leaders and then said, OK, now, boys, I'm across to the outside rail. I'll ride it for luck from here. And the luck came, Keith.
Yes, it did. But if we're talking luck, Richard, surely it went against Rubatano. Ronnie alerted us to watch the outside gate. That was Rubatano's gate. He knuckled at the start. His nose hit the ground. And he was beaten in a most deceptive finish. While Greg Miles called it accurately, the margin was the narrowest. It wasn't a short half head, it was a nose, so it was only a whisker. But everything you said about Ollie is right. He does ride for luck. That's the narrowest of margins. And it was a happy, well, it was a bright ending to what had been a disaster day for our Premier stable, Lee Freeman's stable.
Well, Natural Willa must have thought he had the race won here. He's got to the outside rail on Rubitano. He's shaken off the others, and then Ollie's just got the split and nailed him right on the line. So, you know, both horses there are very good sprinters, and I'm sure they're both good horses to follow into the spring.
And eye-catching first up.
The 5, Century Kid and Corral Boy equals second rate, and then we go to Defy. So 5 from 3 and 6, they're number 2. A field of 12, no changes to inform you of. Defier is the total legged. Century Kid and Fuwadi are right in the market. Phoenix Park being kept safe with Corral Boy and Assertive Lad first up after the long break. Former winner of the Doncaster Handicap, and he hasn't raced since that event. He has had 3 barrier trials. Miracle represent the John Hawkes team.
Number 3, Century Kid at 460 and 190. All there. And they're off in the Theo marks, and Phoenix Park jumped out very quickly, and the same for Century Kid Fuwadi. And moving forward rather quickly is Corral Boy, and wider out Salgado, then Kingsgate Padstow and Assertive Lad, 2 lengths Defier, then at stablemate Palladium. Salgado putting some pressure on him now, however. And then Corral Boy, Assertive Lad whipping up very quickly, and then Fuwadi, Phoenix Park, Kingsgate, Padstow. And a length further back is Defier, followed by Palladium Star, Gabfest and Make Me a Miracle. Plenty of action here, 600 to go, and Salgado making Century Kid race. A length Assertive Lad, Phoenix Park, Corral Boy, Fuwadi, Defier. And then a break to Kingsgate, followed by Padstow, Gabfest, Palladium Star, and Make Me a Miracle setting sail for home now. Salgado, Century Kid, a length clear. Phoenix Park trying to get out from Assertive Lad and Fuwadi, and a length and a half to Defier behind a wall of horses, and then Corral Boy, Gabfest, Palladium Star, chances galore. Phoenix Park races to Century Kid and heads it off from Salgado. Corral Boy, Phoenix Park in front. Here's Defier! Defier flew at Phoenix Park. Terrific finish. Century Kid prominent for third with Corral Boy and Salgado. Then Gabfest and Fuwadi, Kingsgate. Assertive Lad ran a good race at his first start for a long time from Make Me a Miracle, Padstow. Here from Lilland, and owned by the Kouros family, D and Mrs M, and J and Mrs G Murphy, Chris months aboard. And what a race we're looking forward to for the Epsom, in which this looks like Defier's main mission in Sydney, certainly this.
And
yeah, Superstar's a big call. I don't know, but he's a very good horse, very good galloper, and he just loves to win. He's just a classic horse that knows where the finish line is and knows how to win.
Coming round the turn, he was 50 to 1 of winning. He looked to be struggling. Then when he entered the straight, he had a wall of horses in front of him. But he finds the winning post like a magnet.
Now, this horse just... this is the one horse that can just do the impossible. He's done it a few times now. He was breathtaking yesterday. He had 59 and a half. He's, like I said, he's done this a couple of times. The question's got to be asked now, is he as good as Lonhro? And I'm starting to think there's not a split inch between these two horses, and I'm convinced they're better than the Magical Misses and Pride of Omar's horses.
Shaping as a wonderful Cox Plate later in the spring. Now, there was a couple of interesting runs in the race, Graham. We'll start off by talking about Assertive Lad. He had to carry top weight of 61 kilos yesterday. He was first up since winning the Doncaster Handicap in April of last year. His effort to finish 10th, beaten 6 lengths, was good, Ron, considering he missed the start and he was caught wide throughout.
Well, he missed the start and he chased up, and his condition give out at the 100 there. Forget he went round. Phoenix Park, he looked all over a winner after having his chance. Gabfest has come up with him out as well, and it's
very good, and he's a very good horse. He will do the impossible when he's got pace on, and that's the trick. He's had pace on both times when he's produced the whirlwind finish. He won't always get that sort of cracking pace, especially as he steps up in distance. And I don't think because the horse races back and gets home that it's a given that he'll run 2,000 metres. He might run a top-class 2,000 metres, but I don't think it's given just by the way he finishes his races off, because there's been plenty of sprinters who'll do that.
You might find that he won a Group 1 race in Sydney over the 2,000 metres. I don't think there's any risk.
It's called the Queen Elizabeth Stakes.
Yeah. I do know he won the Queen Elizabeth, but I do think that the Cox Plate is a step up from the Queen Elizabeth.
There's not many Cox Plates or Epsoms that are run at a slow speed either.
No, they do tend to clap the pace on. If Sunline's there will surely be a certain amount of pace. How fast she'll lead, but how fast she goes is another thing. Is another thing.
Ever. It's going to be. I think we're going to see some great clashes, and this George Main Stakes with Sunline in the race. Well, I'll be betting against her.
Carried the weight too.
And probably pay the.
Carried the weight too.
And probably pay the price as I usually do.
And Chaupai, 1, 9, 6 and 2. Darren Gauci is aboard Yell, and without any of the big names to challenge it today, the likes of Bella Spree, it's run into its first 2 runs back from it before too long. Confirming correct weight there at Higgle.
And they're away. And caught them well with before too long, jumping fast and also getting away pretty quickly. Yell, he has to drive through to retain the inside. Clay has to do it before too long by 3 lengths to Yell, getting up into second now. Class Success on his outside. They're followed by Super Groove around Chaupai, step ahead, and then came Cousy. Before too long, the leader coming around the turn. Yell's about to claim him. Class Success is third, and they're followed then by Step Ahead and Cousy. Yell up level with before too long and took the lead soon after, and it's Yell taking the lead now from before too long. He's opening right up. It's going to be a well-deserved win. Cousy's next from Tycoon Ruler, but it's Yell winning it easily. Yell first, Tycoon Ruler flashing home, grabbed second, I'd say, from before too long, and Cousy. Then came Step Ahead, followed by Class Success. Next to finish was 4-2, $723.90, and for quaddy players, of course, the top weight goes in.
Well, Darren, well done with Yell.
A sprinting 3-year-old in Melbourne. The best one to go around in that race because previously he'd run 3 lengths second to Bella Spree. He'd been outclassed by Bella Spree. He dropped back to the next level, which was this level, and basically ran half a second slower than Bella Spree again, and that was the result. He ended up cleaning up those 3-year-olds. Tycoon Ruler and before...
Bella Spree atop the ratings, and it shows up at $1.30. So Bella Spree from Mystegic, a whopping ratings gap. Mastic and Bar Carter share third spot, 10 from 1, then 3 and 4. 10 a special. In the market, Mystegic, no surprises to see this New South Wales galloper shorter on the New South Wales tote. We go down to Spinning Hill, first up from a spell, and Spinning Hill's first up form reads 5 starts for 3 wins. This was the winner of the Group 1 Lightning at Flemington, first go at Moonee Valley today. Fair Embrace has won at this circuit, ran a great race, its most recent start. It looks worthwhile consideration, and Bella Spree, Scott Seamer with the ride, looking to continue. Goes forward, first Group 1 of the season. Let's head to the track.
Yes, he's often played up at the barrier stalls, and that's why he was the first to go in, Brendan, and he trotted straight into the line without any problem at all, Bella Spree. So the odds-on favourites locked away. Drawn middle. May have been Point Danger. Oh, there's a horse tried to burrow through. What is that horse out there? It's got stuck in the gates, drawn towards the outside. Now, I'm not sure. It might be Fair Embrace. It is Fair Embrace. Cash a little slow. The Big Chill out the back early, and Mystegic bounded out in the early stages. Bella Spree and going forward too is Bar Carter. But it's Bella Spree. He's doing some work, the 3-year-old. He's wide and he's going to the lead over Bar Carter. Mystegic sat back third. Shea Spice fourth. Spinning Hill not far away. About 2 lengths further back is Point Danger, and then Mastic followed by Dash for Cash, and 3 the Big Chill. Up the side, Bella Spree away from the rail and neck to Bar Carter. Mystegic with the camp on them's in a beautiful position over on the inside. Shea Spice is around him. 2 to Spinning Hill and then Point Danger. Third last is Mastic from Dash for Cash, and the Big Chill tacks on. Bella Spree strode a length clear before the home turn. Bar Carter looked beaten. Here's Mystegic called on for his run, but Bella Spree has bolted away from them coming around the home turn. Seamer hasn't pressed the accelerator, and he's 3 in front of Mystegic. Spinning Hill is running on. Now he goes for the big horse, and into the straight it's Bella Spree by 3 lengths. He's pulled the whip. Here comes Spinning Hill. Bella Spree in front. There's not much there. Spinning Hill is flying after him. Spinning Hill race to the lead. Spinning Hill has won it from Bella Spree. Mystegic third, and then came Dash for Cash and Mastic, the Big Chill, Shea Spice, Bar Carter, and at last to finish is Point Danger. Just outside the course record. Brilliant finishing run from Spinning Hill. He was always vulnerable because he'd done what nothing had been able to do today, sitting in the front and away from the rail. And
fantastic ride. He's had to waste hard to ride her, Patrick, and it's a tremendous thrill.
You came down here on Tuesday break.
What do you honestly think? I was a bit worried, but I knew she can finish strongly, and she's got a great will to win, and she's a lovely mare.
The record's 110.
Do you think had
up record as well, of course, winning a Lightning Stakes first up and then winning the Manicato Stakes first up. I don't think Bellesprit lost many admirers. I think Scott Seymour lost a few admirers. The jockey of Bellesprit, he certainly lost the trainer, John Simons, who gave him an absolute pasting, I suppose, after the race out, saying that he must have thought he was on Manicato, not just riding in Manicato's race.
Yeah, well, that seemed to be the case. But I think what you've got to remember, too, during the course of the day where the wind was up, Bellesprit and Nulautre in an earlier race, they both shaded the leader from the 500 metre mark. They both tried to pinch a couple of lengths straightening, and they were both beaten.
Well, it'll be very interesting to hear what...
Nice race. He was beaten by a quality mare. She's won the Newmarket Handicap. Looking at the video, I'll probably let him just slide the shade early, but he was travelling so well, he only had 51 kilos on his back, but, you know, he wasn't disgraced by being beaten by Spinning Hill.
The 3-year-old had 51 kilos on his back, and, you know, 1200, he's a sharp sprinter. I know he's a fantastic racehorse, Bellesprit, but as far as the Melbourne horses, the Melbourne people just looking for a champion, and he's the one that they were looking forward to. He's no Vane, he's no Manicato.
There was
They're number 3. Well, Magical Miss is
Drama.
2 and 8, they're number 3. Well, Magical Miss is at $3, and Fields of Omar's at $3. They share tote favouritism ahead of La Zagaletta. The key ones here include, well, Sky Heights is having its second run back from a very long spell.
The Quinella from the Memsey are the favoured way again. Magical Miss ahead of Fields of Omar, each of them having their first starts at Moonee Valley. Fields of Omar jumped okay on the inside. La Zagaletta got away very quickly, and so did Magical Miss. There's the Kiwi mare, La Belladama, now driving up and looking for the lead in the early stages, and she crossed over and led them down towards the first turn. La Belladama by 2, La Zagaletta. Fields of Omar tucked in third. Oh, Magical Miss, she's throwing the head about. She's caught wide. And jogged along second, the outside. Fields of Omar third, the inside. Magical Miss 1-1. She's in a good spot now. Sky Heights next, and then Rain Gauge, Zamarin, and back last of all is the A-Train. They're quickening the pace now, and the leader is La Belladama by 3/4 of a length. La Zagaletta. Fields of Omar, the inside of Magical Miss, is going forward 3 deep now. So Fields of Omar just held up a touch on the rail, and then Sky Heights and Rain Gauge coming around the home turn now. La Belladama, the leader. Fields of Omar going for a needle-eye gap, and he got it at the home turn. La Zagaletta and Magical Miss are wider out into the straight now. Magical Miss, La Zagaletta. Fields of Omar on the inside, 100 metres to go. Fields of Omar, Magical Miss. Fields of Omar, Magical Miss, La Zagaletta. 3 across the track. Fields of Omar kicked it, he's won it. Fields of Omar by a head to Magical Miss. A nose, La Zagaletta, and they were followed by La Belladama, Rain Gauge, Sky Heights, the A-Train, and Zamarin last of all. Fields of Omar has won it. Number 5.
It's just a great feeling to be here, to be one of the runners, to be in such elite company as a horse like Magical Miss.
Yeah, the caller, he was a bit excited. Brian, he did a great job. It must be very difficult calling a horse of, that you're interested in a race like that.
Heights, 400 metres to go. La Belladama, a neck in front of La Zagaletta, a neck the outside. Magical Miss, the leader, starting to shift ground, and Fields of Omar's got the rails run. He's got up on the inside, turning for home. On the bend, La Zagaletta, Fields of Omar got up on the inside, and Magical Miss is wider out on the track. Fields of Omar, Magical Miss, and La Zagaletta. Magical Miss on the outside. Fields of Omar coming again. Fields of Omar fighting back with Magical Miss. Yes, Omar! Fields of Omar, a half neck on the line. Magical Miss. Magnificent ride here by Oliver. Matty, take over, mate. I want to be a part of all this. Thank you. Good on you, Brian. What a big thrill for you and the team to race Fields of Omar and the horse. Got a beautiful run through where La Belladama led them up, turning for home. Fields of Omar with the new rider, Damien Oliver.
I think most of them are gone, have they? Still a few here. Bit of a cheer. Fields of Omar. There we go. Pumped up here, the owners of Fields of Omar, and well done to Tony McAvoy, who's back in Adelaide. He'd be pretty happy with it.
Fields of Omar winning the fee, and how was it calling the race to the public address and to radio around Australia? Your emotions must have been flying.
Oh, very low-key, Andrew. Didn't give him a roar near the line, not much. Just a fantastic thrill.
Fields of Omar.
His last few starts, I tell you what, they're starting to compare him to Bevel Loosen Up. Now, I know he's got a long way to go, but he races that style, and the McAvoy stable there, formerly the Hayes stable, and Gary Fennessy, the foreman there, who had a lot to do with Bevel Loosen Up, says He's the same style of horse, but he's got a long way to go to get there. Yeah, I think he'd be a ready-made Cox Plate horse, although he'd get in pretty well in the Caulfield Cup as well. Just a doubt on whether he'd run the distance, I guess. That's the way to find out. Run him. Magical Miss didn't lose any admirers, just got shovelled out into the middle of the straight when La Bella Dama came away from the fence. And old Zagaletta, he's still $6 grand short of that $1 million, Ronnie, and he will get there.
I've got a plan for him, Richard. I've got a plan for him. You should run him in the Caulfield Cup because they pay prize money down to 10th placing, so he's a chance there.
You'd love to have one as good as him, Ronnie.
He's a great old horse, and it's hard for these horses to earn.
One of the interesting things about that race is how slowly it was run in the early part of the race. They've run the race in about 1:40 and a half. Now, that's 5 seconds outside the record, and they've run home their last 600 metres almost, it is a second quicker than Bella Spree ran home his last 600 metres in the sprint race. So that's how quickly they ran home. But it was the ride of Damien Oliver that really won the race because there wasn't much in it at the finish, was there?
No, that's certainly correct there. He showed no feeling, no impression whatsoever at any stage of the race to come off the fence. He summed it up going around the first turn at the 1,200 metre mark.
Quick being kept very safe. Yuga Charka right ahead of the Bart Cummings prepared Tyrolean and 60 seconds. 1 and 9 equal ahead of 2 and then number 7. Of the key ones, Tyrolean's at $9, it's stablemate Chicky at 14s. Down to 60 seconds, Scott Seamer rides for Roger James, this Kiwi contender here for the Cups. On page 2, the main ones there include Yuga Charka and Lilo Lil, 2:30 Yuga Charka.
Because you just need cover here today. The wind's blowing very strongly. Horses who've been sitting out and working have been beaten time and time again. You have a look at the results back there as well. Good thing first out. Piper Star has begun fast and Friendly Seas pushes up too near the inside. Favoured Uga Charka at the moment about 5th on the rail. Lilo Lil's pressing on out wider and then Miss Lala Vasage. The leader is Good Thing. Lilo Lil, I think, by Dark Wine. Tyrolean coming to the outside and then second last 60 seconds and Chicky. Up the side, Good Thing tackled by Gold Lottie is off and running early. Gone round the outside and has hit the front now and then Lilo Lil, Miss Lala. They're trailed then by Friendly Seas, Piper Star, Visage. Uga Charka got herself a little bit lost here. The runs have come around her. She's about 7th or 8th. And then Tyrolean. But Gold Lottie had shot 2 in front. He went early on her. She's 2 lengths in front now from Good Thing coming again. Then Piper Star, Lilo Loomis, Lala Visage. Uga Charka still in traffic. Gold Lottie by 2.5 now to Good Thing. And then Visage and Tyrolean coming down the outside. Gold Lottie clear. She's 3 in front. Tyrolean making great ground late. Gold Lottie in front though, and Gold Lottie beats Tyrolean. A giant run second. Third, maybe Visage. 60 seconds on the outside. That was a lovely run. Close up then was Good Thing and Chicky, and they were followed further back then. At the head of the others was Uga Charka. She found nothing but trouble. Next, Lilo Lil, Piper Star folded again, and Dark Wine Miss Lalo towards the end of the field with Friendly Seas.
I'm very happy. Spoke to Ian earlier, just had a mix-up sort of day, fair embrace. Just come.
Things went her way.
From Stephen King, Tyrolean ran home quite well, but she'll do that, Tyrolean. I'm not sure she's got the class to be a Caulfield Cup contender. Visage, once again, ran a pretty good race, and 60 seconds, yes, I agree, was a very good run. I think you just got to watch the form out of this race. I want to see her 60 seconds do it again. Uga Charka started favourite, ran into traffic virtually the whole way down the straight, so you might pay to forget her run. Generally, Alf, I thought the ride was very...
Following on from Richard.
The Cameron Handicap from Newcastle. It's 23 minutes away. Let's give you an opening market. Accelerator, Gull Catcher, Moa for the ratings. Hey Pronto, $9.50. Accelerator, $9.90. 37 Henderson Bay. Moa Man, $6.30. Hosanna, $7.40. This man should. Cognac Trader, $5.20. 75 for Concord. And
shorter than 4 Moa Man. 2 Accelerator, $6.90. 8.30 for 1. 6.90. 8.30 for 1. Presses Simon, they're off, and Accelerator slow to go. Hey Pronto didn't jump quickly. Moa Man and Gull Catcher jumped fast. This man should is handy, followed by Salem's Tip. My Special Scorpio improving, followed by Cognac Trader. One should third. Then My Special Scorpio, Gentle Genius, Cognac Trader, followed by Accelerator. Then Henderson Bay and Salem's Tip racing together from Concord, Hosanna Lanolin. Hey Pronto second last. Salem's Tip racing together from Concord, Hosanna Lanolin. Hey Pronto second. second last and 3 lengths to finish. They're stringing out on the Cameron. 600 to go on the Grey Gull Catcher from Moa Man. My Special Scorpio third from Gentle Genius. This Man Should Accelerator. Cognac Trader hugging the rails. And then comes Hosanna to the outside, tracked forward by Hey Pronto. Straightening up now. And Moa Man hits the front from Gull Catcher. On the outside, Gentle Genius. My Special Scorpio followed by This Man Should, who's into the clear. Hey Pronto coming down the outside from Cognac Trader. Moa Man in front. Hey Pronto is coming very quickly. Moa Man, Hey Pronto and Accelerator. Accelerator and Hey Pronto. Accelerator, Hey Pronto, Accelerator or Hey Pronto and a head bobber. Third is Moa Man from Hosanna. Followed home then by This Man Should, and further away in the field came My Special Scorpio. Maybe it was a different kettle of fish, but take nothing from Accelerator. An outstanding racehorse, 15 starts for 6 wins, 4 seconds and 2/3, and has taken his earning.
He hasn't got a ride on Saturday, but has on Sunday at the Sunshine Coast. He'll be tossing around his options up in the high weights, but he's...
And Takas missed it by 5. They settle down now, and Salome is just up 2.5 lengths. Sunny Riviera on the inside of Takas. They work their way towards the corner at the 500 in the Hahn Premium Spring Stakes, and it's Recruiting showing the way. 1.5 lengths on the very heavily backed Roe Hayton. On the inside is Salome getting out now, followed by Clangalang popping away from the rails. Sunny Riviera's gone up on the inside, and then Takas. It's Recruiting, a clear-cut leader at the 200 marker. Recruiting 2 lengths on Clangalang, starting to bridge the gap. Roe Hayton is struggling, and then Takas. It's Clangalang, the danger to Recruiting. Scotty Seamer drives Clangalang to the lead, and away goes Clangalang to win the Spring Stakes. It's Clangalang from Recruiting Takas. How it got third is utterly amazing after blowing the start from Roe Hayton, best score Sunny Riviera, and the last couple in Salome and Maverick. 8.
All right, that first
there.
Furious Stakes.
Yeah, well, the extra 100 metres might help, but if Victory Vane can prove herself a bit, well, who knows?
How's she?
A foolproof racehorse. She can race on the pace. She can come from back in the field, and she just keeps putting it all together. A foolproof racehorse. She can race on the pace. She can come from back in the field.
Chatelaine is the inside filly here. Starter goes onto the stand, and they're up in the T-Rose. Chatelaine dwelt slightly, and Royal Perla jumped quickly. Quiet as away well. Stratika's going fast, and Chatelaine, who slightly blew the kick, is speeding up on the inside, will lead. And settling Chatelaine narrowly now from victory. On her outside is Miss Bowie, and about 3 or 4 lengths to Royal Perla. This is the pattern in the T-Rose as they leave the 800 peg behind them, and Chatelaine 1.5 lengths on the hot pot. Victory Vane and a couple of lengths to Quiet As. On its inside is Stratika. Miss Bowie is following Quiet As, and on Miss Bowie's inside, Soprano, and 2.5 lengths to Royal Perla. Working their way down to the home corner, 500 to run, and Jimmy Cassidy allowing Chatelaine just a little more rain of the big filly, railing well. Straightens up a couple of lengths on Victory Vane, 2 to Quiet As, and a similar margin then coming Miss Bowie at the 300, and Chatelaine taken on by Victory Vane. Danny Beasley hasn't moved, and now he does, and with that familiar turn of foot that Victory Vane's got, she put 4 or 5 lengths on Miss Bowie, and then Quiet As. But here is win 11 from start 14. This great filly, Victory Vane, does it again. She beat Miss Bowie, third Quiet As, and then Soprano with Royal Perla, Chatelaine, and tailed off Stratika. How good is she? She just answers every task put in front of her, and today she's toyed with them.
Danny, that was awesome again.
Yeah, it certainly was, Joe. Very exciting, and like you say, you're running out of things to talk about it, but she was really devastating today. I was really happy with the way she really let go today and went to the line. The first 2 runs she tended to switch off a bit going to the line, and at Randwick the other day I really got after her the last 100 and made sure she realised that she couldn't go to sleep. She had to run right to the line, and she probably was a bit fitter today, and everything happened pretty good, and she went to the line hard. Yeah.
She does it so easily, doesn't she?
Oh, she's just a pleasure to ride. You know, you can do anything. You can just ride her just wherever you want to put her, and then you just drop your hands and she just cruises there. So
she's a jockey's dream, really, and...
A $200 fine for that victory salute over the line?
Poking his tongue out, yeah.
You know what? I reckon they ought to let senior jockeys do that. I think they ought to stop apprentices from doing it and fine them. But senior jockeys, they say you can salute anywhere you like, but if you get beaten, 3 months suspension automatic.
Now, Richard, what if they do it the day after they come out of their apprenticeship?
Bad luck.
It's too fine a line.
Yeah, look, let's talk about this filly. What a great filly she is. I mean, she'll keep beating 3-year-old fillies all the time. She's just a cut above them. If you compare this to, say, a George Main Stakes that's coming up, those fillies that she's beating are like 3rd and 4th raters. But I tell you what, she's a great filly. She'll keep beating them all this spring. She may beat them all during the autumn. The only thing I guess you've got to be concerned about is that she's had a lot of racing as an early 2-year-old, a lot as a 3-year-old. How long can her career be? But hey, she may defy the odds and go right through till Sunline age. Who knows?
Well, in the Heritage Stakes at 100 and Chuckle at 93. Market, Choiseur 330, Tom Carews 32,
7 Callaway Gal and 5.20 for number 8 Chuckle. Most interesting affair. And the best up was Tom Carews. Callaway Gal jumped quickly, so too did Bollinger. And Force Zulu going up wider out, followed by Force Apollo. Zulu sitting at its quarters. Callaway Gal is Bollinger. Schwarz here racing again very ungenerously. It must be 5 and 6 wide from Sir Craigley Russell on. And Chuckle brings up the rear, down past the 500. And Tom Carews a length and a half on Force Zulu. Callaway Gal hugging the rails. Deeper out is Force Apollo, followed by Bollinger. And then Schwarz here, who's the deepest as they straighten up now. Tom Carews given a crack with a whip by Cooksley, taken on quickly by Force Apollo and Force Zulu. Schwarz here starting to extend on the outside, and then Callaway Gal at the 200 marker. Force Apollo got to the front. Schwarz here on the outside. They beat off Tom Carews. It's Force Apollo in front. Chuckle flying. Force Apollo is the leader. Force Apollo wins the money. Force Apollo from a photo. Chuckle wide out, and Tom Carews from Sir Craigley Callaway Gal. Schwarz here followed by Force. To be anything but a racehorse, and maybe they're going to have the connections. A very close look at Schwarz here, and maybe the surgical knife.
Wayne Choiseur was sent out favourite in the race eventually, and again he raced fiercely in the early stages. He's not being very genuine at all in his races at the moment. I think the knives might have to be sharpened for a certain surgical procedure.
Well, maybe not. I'm not going to second-guess the trainer here, but I'm surprised I haven't seen a gear change on this horse. I mean, he's over-raced at his last 2 now. He's obviously a horse that's difficult to control in a race, and yet I believe he goes out he's gone out in the same bit each time. I mean, I'm expecting to see a Norton bit or a cross noseband or something to give the jockey some chance of controlling him, because he just brings himself undone.
He has had a couple of gear changes, different things on him, and nothing seems to have worked so far. And they've tried a few different jockeys.
The joint top raters ahead of Sportsman 97, Mascarado at 93. Here's the market on the race. Number 1, Sportsman 440, Mascarado $12, Platinum Scissors $170.
Whereas brother was a sprinter, this bloke looks like he's going to be a middle distance horse. Now, Arbitrage is second last at Absolute Addendum. Platinum Scissors a half-master Veloci, 600 left to run. Provaci is third, followed by Sportsman and Mascarado, then Lavishly. Humayan hugging the fence, and then Arbitrage and Addendum as they round the bend. And Platinum Scissors set sail for the judge, a neckmaster Veloci, who's sticking on. Sportsman can't get out, followed by Provaci, and then a gap to Mascarado, and the filly Lavishly is coming down the outer. Cassidy shaking up Platinum Scissors, and down to the 200, Platinum Scissors, joined by Mascarado, and then Sportsman, forget Lavishly. It's Mascarado going to Platinum Scissors. Mascarado the outside, doing the best, and Mascarado wins the gloaming from Platinum Scissors. Third posse to Sportsman, and then came Lavishly and company with a Mascarado's won it. What was the time? Very slowly run race, 1:55 to the...
It shows he's got the real ability, but I don't know that he'd even get invited to a Cox Plate at the moment.
I think, too, it's a realistic assessment to suggest that it's a pretty weak bunch of staying 3-year-olds we've got in Sydney at the moment, all bar Half Hennessy, who races in Melbourne today.
They're good, decent horses, but would you put Mascarado...
I think he's a really good rider to finish the day on. Congratulations on the way you've been riding, Simon. Last Saturday, outstanding. Jezza Rich, one of the best I've seen. Well done.
Thanks very much, Hilton.
Now, Rose Hill, and it's the Hill Stakes. 14-minute round, 47. Republic Lass at $1.90. Man Monmecki at $11.
For Corey, beat 3 Platinum Scissors and 1 Sportsman. 9. Racing this time. Bedouin from the inside jumped quickly. Up well was Georgie Boy with Manor Hill, Dress Circle, Handy Daniels, the man, hard ridden to improve. And then a break to Mr. Bureaucrat, followed closely then by Carp Gun, Republic Lass a little wide. Boss looking across to try and get in a little closer from County Tie. Along past the 750. Not a lot of change here. Georgie Boy from Manor Hill. Then Daniels, the man, Bedouin, 2 Dress Circle, followed by Mr. Bureaucrat. 1.5 further away is County Tyrone, followed by Carp Gun. Republic Lass is starting to make a little ground now from Freemason and Monmecki, and 3 lengths to the man as they're homeward bound, and Georgie Boy swings about 3/4 Manor Hill. Daniels, the man, Bedouin, Mr. Bureaucrat, Dress Circle, and here comes Republic Lass scooting down the outer. Inside the 300, Bedouin hits the front from Manor Hill, Dress Circle, Georgie Boy, and Republic Lass out in the centre. She's racing a little greenly. Dress Circle got to Bedouin. Republic Lass finishing on well. It's a great go, Bedouin and Dress Circle or Bedouin in a tighty. Republic Lass with Manor Hill in a close go for third, followed by Freemason and then a gap to Monmecki, Mr. Bureaucrat. Further away in the field was Daniels the man, followed by 2,142.90. And a special dividend not required, all running in the next, in which Brent Stanley goes on to...
2 easy runs coming into this run. She had to do a bit of hard work from about the 800 metres yesterday. Probably just peaked on a run. And the other filly in the race, Monmecki, she's just over-racing a little bit in her races at the moment. And just maybe now that she's had those couple of runs, she will settle down a touch.
Now, Wayne, in the concluding stages, when Gwen pulls the whip on Republic Lass, we see there she just shies away, resenting it yesterday.
Resenting it. He hit her with a whip. She took a sidestep Brad Fittler would be proud of. I tell you, she didn't like it at all. Then she ducked back in again. She wouldn't go straight at all. I mean, she's got to learn a little bit. I mean, she might have had 2 easy runs, which may have had her just feeling the pinch a little bit late, but she obviously resented that.
That is a bit of a habit she's got too. You remember when she...
That is Evander, the Shannon Stakes 12 months ago on type. Won it when it was run over 1,400 metres, beat Century Kid and Diamond Dane. So the Hawks stable and the Waterhouse establishment certainly well represented here. The lead, and as they sort themselves out, Roman Arch likewise. Little between Roman Arch and Hoburg. Roman Arch takes it up from the Hoburg. Shot of Thunder, 1 under, Miss Bustle improving. And then Irish... They race on past the 1,000, and Grand Cooksley has the Victorian. Roman Arch the leader. 1.5 Miss Bustle, a length to Hoburg. 1.5 Shot of Thunder, 1 then 2, 1 under. Followed by Time Out and a gap. Irish Rover on the outside of Evander. A length further away, We're Dancing. Gordo inside, Yorkshire Lass 2 Crawl. Ahead the fence, Raymond, and 3 lengths to Flying It. Down to the 600 they run. And the free going Roman Arch, 2.5 Miss Bustle. A length to Hoburg, Shot of Thunder, 1 under, followed by Time Out wide. Irish Rover in the middle, and then Evander, followed by Gordo off the fence, and a break to We're Dancing. Gordo push We're Dancing very wide, and they straighten up now. And Roman Arch giving back as a side, a length on Hoburg, challenging with Miss Bustle, and now switching to their inside, Evander, and Gordo's coming down the outside. He's coming swiftly. 150 to go, and Corey Brown zips to the front on Gordo. Shot of Thunder's going with him. Gordo holds Shot of Thunder, and Gordo wins. Another big one for Corey. Gordo has beaten Shot of Thunder and Evander from Crawl. What a finish, and a great finish at that for the Hawk stable. And then Roman Arch at Irish Rover, Raymond, Hoburg, Miss Bustle, 1 under, Flying It, Time Out, We're Dancing, and Yorkshire Lass was last. Corey wins again. Now, let's have a look at the exotic information here. In fact, we've got all the info. Let's...
Gordo is a half-brother to the ill-fated filly Unworldly, who on this very day a couple of years ago won the T-Rose Stakes. Gee, he's an improved horse, Wayne.
He is. He's really flying at the moment. I think that, you know, you could be a bit picky yesterday saying that he wasn't so impressive, but he's starting to get up in the weights and taking on the better class horses too. He did a good job yesterday. Corey Brown rode 3 winners, and I think this was the best of his rides. Really picked his mark on this horse. The stable mates all ran well there. Crawl got home late. Evander, I think he's better horse when he gets onto the outside. He had his chances to win there yesterday, but I do think he thinks a bit on the inside. And just look at a horse back on the... back towards the inside a little bit, the New Zealand horse, Irish Rover. I like the way he just got home, poked along the last little bit too. And that's the first time he'd ever been on a dry track.
John O'Shea must have nightmares about Gordo because the runner-up in the race, trained by John, Shot of Thunder, has been beaten by Gordo twice over now.
Now, I have to say, Johnny's point, it's just picking up Johnny's point that maybe Gordo just peaked a little bit on his run, but I just think he switched off when he got to the front, and they could have gone another 100. You know,
I agree with you.
Intangible, you'll never know. I think he's in super form, Gordo. He'd be a red-hot chance for the Epsom. And because it'll get run at pace, he'll be able to get back. Doesn't matter where he draws. Just the ideal sort of horse, and he's been going beautifully this whole campaign.
Raymond picked for punters. 1 ahead of 2 Brief Embrace, and then the 10 and 14. So 1 race, 7 points clear. 1 from 2, 10 and 14. Here's the market. Andrew Bensley standing by with the trainer. International Plate, the Tranquil Star Stakes, formerly known as. It's over 1,400 metres. Let's head up to Greg Miles for his call of the first of our big ones.
She missed it by 2, and Tequila Nottage first to bound out ahead of Taste of the Case, and they settle 1 too early. Coupe is up third, closely followed by Raven Protector. Innovation Girl is 5th on the outside, and then follows La Bella Dame. There's a leader out to the 800 metre mark, a length and a half. Tequila Nottage second, 2 lengths away. Innovation Girl, she travels 3 deep and third on the outside there of Coupe and Raven Protector. A length and a half lashed going quickly around Brief Embrace, and they're followed by La Bella Dame, and next in the field is Cocktail Evening, Macedon Lady, Presumed Innocent, Fuji Dancer on the inside, and last of all is It's Houdini. Up to the turn, Taste of the Coast from Tequila Nottage. Innovation Girl, despite racing 3 deep, is going out after these, and then Coupe, Raven Protector right behind the leader as they corner, followed by Lashed, and then came Cocktail Evening and Brief Embrace in the straight now. Innovation Girl has popped the question. Tequila Nottage, Taste of the Coast is kicking well on the inside. Innovation Girl is flat at the moment. She's under the whip. La Bella Dame's getting a clear run now. Toast of the Coast from La Bella Dame starting to left on the outside. Toast of the Coast, La Bella Dame and Lashed. They hit the line. La Bella Dame or Toast of the Coast. Photo finish. Lashed close up third. Macedon Lady a big run. Innovation Girl battled the last little bit. Followed by Tequila Nottage and Raven Protector Presumed It. And Love 108.70 exacted 325.40. Trifecta 5,185.20 and the double paid 196.90.
Out to play the Group 3 Carlton Guineas Prelude. Here's the ratings. It's half Hennessy from Able Choice and Titanic Jack. So 2 from 1 and 8. Then number 3 Delago Brom. And if you fancy a few of the others, the 7 is just behind them in the ratings. Here's the latest check of betting figures for you. And as you can see, half Hennessy's the tote favourite. A tad shorter on course. Second favourite on course is Titanic Jack, and which is at much shorter odds on the tote than what they're betting on course. So the race is due to go in 16. Interesting runner here, Andrew Bensley, is a horse called General Minolta, who was a stakes winner during the winter.
Valley and clean up the other day. And if half Hennessy wins here, I guess all eyes will be looking north. The likes of Lonro and Defier and Shogun Lodge still to come down this way. Not to mention... Unbridled Smile got away well, and so did Great Glen, and King Wells is up in the mix early as they settle into stride now, and also going through on the inside is All of Me. But it's Great Glen going to the lead as they settle fully. Great Glen ahead of Unbridled Smile. 1.5 to Able Choice, half Hennessy ain't here, and General Minolta 2 lengths away. At the 700, and Great Glen running it fast, leads by over 2. Unbridled Smile second, All of Me third on the inside, frightening a half length away. A length and a half away, 5th on the inside, half Hennessy. Titanic Jack going up 3 wide, King Wells in the centre. They're followed by ACDC and then Delago Brom. Well back is Cool Trent, Able Choice, General Minolta, and then came Ain't Here. And Helenas is last as they swing around the corner. And it's Great Glen for home ahead of Unbridled Smile, who's coming out after him quickly. Frightening pull to the outside, and then came All of Me. Titanic Jack coming home down the outside. Half Hennessy is struggling. Great Glen in front at the 150 from Unbridled Smile, Titanic Jack, and then came Frightening and Helenas. Great Glen the leader from Titanic Jack, lifting late. Great Glen giving something. He's holding on, and Great Glen has won it by a neck to Titanic Jack. Helenas from last grabbing third. Ain't Here made ground. Unbridled Smile wilted the last bit. Half Hennessy battled only. Frightening weak and Cool Trent, and then came ACDC. Able Choice followed further back. Delago Brom didn't fire a he'll pay $30.80 and $7.70. Titanic Jack failing by about a long neck on the line. He'll pay $2.10. The eye catcher was the third horse, Salinas. He's come from last and was effective $3,909.20. The double, $507.20.
Caulfield bathed in sunshine for our first of our multiple Group 1 race days for the current racing season. Here's the ratings for you. Bella Spree has opened tote favourite and top rates ahead of Crystal Finale. Then we go to Rubitano and Perno. So 18, 7, then 3 and 13. Here's the latest check of betting. On course, the favourite is Bella Spree. He's much shorter on the tote. Outside of those, the second elect on course is Chong Tong, which is value at that tote price. In fact, it's Royal Code. And then the key ones there. Well, Kieran McAvoy aboard Perno is looking to ride his fourth winner on the card. A day in which the name McAvoy could dominate. It could be the younger of the McAvoys. Later on, Sandmason represents Lindsay Park in the Group 1 Underwood. So
what a great race it's going to be. Scenic Peak, a genuine chance in it. He ran a good race from a horror barrier draw last year. Bella Spree is the favourite. He was well supported midway through betting, and he is slightly better odds on course than the tote of $3.20. Royal Code, second pick. Racing. Bush Padre, Desert Sky began well, and Rubitano, Prince Rubiton got away quickly in the early stages. Going forward, tit for tat with a fast move on the outside as they put 200 metres behind them now. And tit for tat races to the lead over Crystal Finale, Desert Sky, and Bella Spree's on the move. He's going around the outside and he sits up second now. They're followed by Prince Rubiton up in fifth placing, followed by Rubitano and Tears Royal Court wide. Then Bush Padre, Scenic Peaks also deep, followed by Pure Theatre. Dash for Cash over on the outside, and then came Chong Tong. He's a little worse in midfield, the rail. Behind him came Perno, Wonder Royal Code, a length to Weasel, Will Euston off. They're followed by Fritz and the Papa 2 lengths away. At the 600 metres, tit for tat by 3/4. The 3-year-old Bella Spree is second, Prince Rubiton is third, and then Tears Royal, Desert Sky. Dash for Cash making a quick move round the outside from Scenic Peak, Rubitano, Crystal Finale, and then Perno deep, and next is Royal Code. Into the straight, Bella Spree's hit the lead. Tears Royal out wide, Prince Rubitano coming home fairly well. Then Crystal Finale, but Bella Spree has sprinted away. He's got a couple of lengths clear. Dash for Cash, Perno are coming down the outside from Crystal Finale. Bella Spree in front. Oliver's pulled the whip. Here comes Perno. Perno, the little mare, swapping the leader end. Perno got up to beat Bella Spree by half a length. Royal Code third. Then came Fritz, followed by Weasel Will, Dash for Cash. The Papa making late ground, followed by Euston off Chong Tong, Scenic Peak. Next in Rubitano, followed by Tit for Tat, and they were trailed by Pure Theatre, Tears Royal. Towards the end, Prince Rubiton and Desert Sky. Is there no stopping this man? Karen McAvoy again. Michael Moroney's provided him with another winner. 4 for the day for Karen. Perno never on the track, swallowing up the gallant 3-year-old Bella Spree with about 100 to go. His trademark sprint saw Bella Spree kick away.
Michael Moroney is...
Looks a very good mare. Didn't really have hiccups in Brisbane, but I think she's definitely better this way around, and she deserved to get a big one.
Bella Spree again got the break. How did you feel?
Yeah, I thought turning in we might win it. I could see Kieran come off, Dash for Cash's heels. She's going that easily. Halfway down, I was starting to worry that he mightn't pick him up, but she really sprinted the last bit.
She's got a sprint, hasn't she?
Yeah, she really has. She's a very good mare. Very good mare.
This syndicate was meant to be... What a day.
Yeah, fantastic, Andrew. Just to win on...
You came out wide, you got off Dash for Cash's heels on the home turn. You seem to be travelling pretty easily at that stage, but you had to reel in Bella Spree.
Yeah, from the barrier we cruised across, and she's so tractable. She can really do whatever you want with her. And we had some nice cover for the first part of the race. Down the side there was a little bit of rough stuff going on, and I just got on the back of Dash for Cash. He was always going to take me right into the straight, and she always felt that once I got off his back, she was always going to run home with really strong last 400, and that's what she did.
She's a quality mare, more than that.
Race on our program. Thong Classic, Court of Jewels, Van Winkle and Gold Lottie. 4, 8, 10 and 15 share top billing for the next race on the card. And just behind those are the 6 and the 7 on ratings, and they include the Karen McAvoy-Mike Moroney combination, the second mortgage. As you can see, it's well tried. On course, it trains about $21, and on course it's a lot shorter than that. Gold Lottie number 15 is the second favourite on course. You're getting a little bit of value there.
The Group 1 races, but a good quality field lining up here. Court of Jewels has favouritism on track ahead of the second mortgage, so it's the other way around. They began well towards the inside with Spirit of Westbury, Van Winkle and May the Horse Be With You began fast. Court of Jewels and Gold Lottie wider out with Piper Star coming across looking for positions as they settle into stride now. And here's Court of Jewels going up about 3 or 4 wide to find the lead at the 1600 ahead of Gold Lottie. May the Horse Be With You the race. Maybe 15 off the leader. Court of Jewels had backed the tempo off mid-race, leads by a half. Gold Lottie is second, then Thong Classic. Birdie's done some work. In behind them, May the Horse Be With You. Spirit of Westbury getting away from the rail from Piper Star, Van Winkle. The grey Big Pat taking off wide, then Rose Archway, followed by the A-Train. The second mortgage a long way back. He's in a bit of bother. McBeal around him from Firetain, Fantastic. And Mr. Prudent last. They come for home now. And Gold Lottie took the lead. Thong Classic after it. Oh, Court of Jewels got tightened up as he lost ground along the inside. Then Spirit of Westbury working into the clear from Burley the outside, and then Big Pat Fantastic from last. Gold Lottie with Thong Classic after him at the 100. Spirit of Westbury winding up. Fantastic's mowing them down from last. Fantastic raced up with Spirit of Westbury to get to the lead. Fantastic has taken the lead now, and it's Fantastic drawing away to beat Spirit of Westbury. Thong Classic third. Gold Lottie close up. Mr. Prudent rattling home on the outside from Big Pat and McBeal. Close up then the second mortgage. Didn't have any luck, and then Burley followed by Van Winkle, Court of Jewels, Firetain, Rose Archway, the aid to one more Piper Star. Fantastic has taken the race out. Brett Preble and David Hall. He's come from absolute last with a brilliant finishing run down the outside, a real eye catcher. This is a horse who's been placed in a Victoria Derby, in a Canterbury Guineas, in a Rosehill Guineas, and also in the AJC Derby. Maybe it's his turn coming shortly for a big one. And now,
well, I still thought it had every chance. It did a little bit of work early to get to the front, was tightened up a little bit by...
And that, I guess, with the ride, and Northerly's mouth-watering clash with Magical Miss. Now, the ratings you'll find interesting. Northerly rates ahead of Sky Heights, Yammer and the Big Ask equal third rate. Now, there's a whole host of them which are equal ranked around here. And they include the likes of Maguire, Sam Mason, and, of course, Magical Miss. And on course, Northerly is just, or equal favourite on course now with Magical Miss. But the betting reflects that there's better value with Magical Miss, who's over the page. Don Eduardo has eased, is the third pick on course. Magical Miss at 320 shorter. Part owned by one of the anyway, racing matters afoot. Equal on course favourites are Magical Miss and Northerly. Here's Greg Miles.
Silver Baron is coming in. Darren Gouch racing. Sky Heights a little slow. La Bella Diamond jumped out of the stalls brilliantly and found the lead ahead of Northerly and Like a Gov through the early stages. Next, San Mason, and they're followed by Maguire. Don Eduardo. He's over on the outside of Sky Heights and Tally Thunder. 2 to Magical Miss, and then the Big Ask. Like a Gov is second. 2 to Maguire. Northerly with the beautiful trail. He's 1 out, 1 back with cover 4th. 2 to San Mason. Don Eduardo is next on the outside. 2 Tally Thunder, and then Sky Heights. A length and a half further back is Magical Miss. At the 800, she spots the lead at 10. Next in the field, the Big Ask, Helene Vitality, and they're followed by Silver Baron at over 2 lengths to Yammer. At the 600 metres, La Bella Dama from Like a Gov to Maguire. Charles pushes Northerly along now. 2 to San Mason, Don Eduardo, Tally Thunder. Here's Magical Miss with the Big Ask coming around the outside. Sky Heights are struggling as they neared the corner, where Like a Gov took the lead from La Bella Dama. Then Maguire, Northerly next under the whip, and he's got 3 lengths on Magical Miss as they corner now. Northerly's raced up and he's gone to the lead. Northerly dashed to the front. Here comes Magical Miss with a run, and then came Like a Gov and La Bella Dama. Northerly in front. Magical Miss is getting there stride by stride. Northerly a neck in front. Magical Miss tries to level. Northerly sticks his head out and he wins. What a horse he is. Northerly beat Magical Miss 4 lengths away. Don Eduardo grabbed it. He's back to the Don. He's just got third ahead of Maguire, and then Tally Thunder. They were followed further back by San Mason, then the Big Ask, and then La Bella Dama, followed by Helene Vitality, Like a Gov, Yammer, Sky Heights, and Silver Baron. Who doubts him? Who doubts him? Who dares to doubt this horse? Northerly. He is a superstar. When the chips were down, Magical Miss threw out an enormous challenge at the 100-metre mark, but his well-known bulldog fighting talents were there to the fore again today. He had a wonderful turn of acceleration at the turn, has taken the race in his grasp with 300 metres to go, and then staved off one of the best mares in the country in a memorable victory to the Emirates Racing Association Underwood.
Whatever they throw at this champion from the West, he delivers. Andrew Bensley, you're delivering with his trainer.
Yeah, Fred Kersley's here. Pretty relieved today, too. You're a bit toey, you said before the race.
Yeah, look, it's a relief, of course, but I'm proud of that horse. He just finds a way. He's a fantastic animal, and you know, there seems to be no bottom.
At the 200-metre mark, would it be fair to say that you would have maybe thought Magical may have just gotten here?
Well, you know,
passing?
the funny thing, the West Australian owners keep beating this horse with Old Comrade and Magical Mist, and I thought, oh, not on again, but as I say, he found a way, and that's the bottom line with Northerly. He's never beaten.
Has that answered the call now? The Caulfield Cup is the next race?
That's
the main race?
That is my intention at this point in time, but I will have to see how he pulls up, and I will be guided by his, you know, the way that he trains on from here.
Caulfield Cup's probably right on the agenda now, mate. I know it's probably an unfair question, but would you like to ride him now?
Look, I don't know what Fred's thoughts are, but all I can say is that the horse, he was really loafing. You know, he was struggling to keep up once they quickened at the 600. But like a stayer, I think he's really developed it into. He grinded away and won.
All right, well, let Greg jump aboard there.
Sky Channel, Greg Charles, 4 for 4 on the champ Northerly. You've ridden the best mare in Australasia. Surely this is the best male, Greg.
Yeah, that's right. There's a few snapping at our heels, Long Roan to Fire, but at the moment, Northerly and Sunline are the two best horses in Australasia, and I'm very fortunate and very lucky to be on both of them at the present time.
He was struggling coming to the home turn.
Yeah, he was. He just... Look, he's... Fred's obviously... His training program is probably gearing for the longer journey, and I still thought he had a little bit of... Because I've been working him, and I thought he'd have a bit more dash in him, but he was very dour today, and I was struggling going past at 700, but all credit to him in class. I kept at him, and he kept going.